just like Nolan, you hit the wrong button and you can't get everyone to agree on your movies.
He's going to play that throughout. I'll leave it on the loop. So anyway, I was thinking that we could.
Right. Where the drug joy?
Today we're ranking.
Who has the detonator?
All 12. I failed you.
I failed you.
Me. I failed you.
We're
doing all 12 Christopher Nolan movies.
That was most precious in them. The Wayne family.
On today's episode of Hollywood's Dead.
Yes.
Welcome, Phoenix West.
Dick.
Hi, Dick.
Hi.
We'll go from bottom to top. I split this up into 2 episodes because who knows how long we'll talk. So I just decided to get it out of the way early.
Oh, I think we could do this in an hour.
I don't know. We say that, but we got off topic.
I feel it because there's so little amount of movies. There's only 12.
Yeah.
And I think our lists are going to line up a little bit. I think in some spots.
I would imagine, yeah.
But I think, I think I know what your number 1 is, and I'm pretty sure I know your number 2. Like your top 3, I probably know, and that's probably it.
We're probably going to match up a lot.
Yeah, I think so. So, what's your number 12?
What's your number 12?
Well, I was going to go with his Tenet. Tenet to me, it's a good. I didn't hate it. It was good, but it was during the pandemic. The theaters opened up, and I got to see it in theaters, which I was lucky to do that. And I really liked it a lot. I enjoyed it. And when I saw it, I liked it, but it wasn't it wasn't hard to follow for me because I kind of understood what was going on.
Yeah.
Because everybody bitches about how confusing it is. But people bitched about how confusing Mission Impossible was when that first came out in 1996.
Oh, really?
And I got that plot. I was like, that's not that hard to follow. And I was like fucking 13 or 14 at the time when that movie came out. So it was like Roger, I think Roger Ebert and Siskel Ebert, they couldn't figure it out. They were like, "Can you explain to me the plot?" I don't know.
It had more than a twist, so I was just lost.
There wasn't enough black people in it. Ving Rhames was not enough from Roger Ebert. He likes black movies.
He squishes the gum. I didn't know what was going on. Red light. What? There's no red light.
Oh yeah, red light, green light.
I love that movie.
Brought to you by Emilio.
We're already off topic, but I love that movie when in the beginning where they kill Emilio Estevez with an elevator.
Oh, it's wonderful. Oh. He thought he was making a comeback from the Mighty Ducks, and no, they took his eyes out.
Immediately.
Brian De Palma don't fuck around.
No, he doesn't give a shit about you.
I'm gonna kill you in the first 10 minutes because that's that's what do you call it? Subversion of expectations. I'm Brian De Palma.
Eventually we're gonna see Steven Seagal get sucked out of an airplane in Executive Decision. Same idea.
I didn't direct that though. I did direct Body Double. Did you see that one?
Are you talking to Emilio?
No, I'm talking to you.
Oh.
You see Body Double? You can just see Melanie Griffith naked for like 25 minutes straight.
I don't know about that.
It's just gross Melanie Griffith where she's like 20 pounds. She weighs 20 pounds and her hair weighs 50.
Yeah. Fun.
Ugh.
No, I don't think I've seen Body Double. It's another one of those, or at least not since I remember it. It's one of those De Palma movies I need to rewatch.
Yes, the guy looks like Bill Maher's in it, that actor.
Tenet.
I would say it's my number 12.
Yeah. I really enjoy Tenet.
I enjoyed it. I think it was a bad movie.
The more I watch it, the more I appreciate it.
I've only seen it once. I need to watch it again.
Oh, really?
I just haven't really had the. I don't watch movies that much anymore. I'm just so kind of irritated with them. I don't know why.
I don't get confused with the movie of Tenet or Dunkirk. No, Tenet. But I do get. I sit there and I'm like, all right. So I'm like trying to figure out how that would work with backward. That's as much as I get confused, and I figured out.
Yeah.
But I'm never. But you can just sit there and watch the movie and not really have to think about it. But I want to think about it.
Yeah. And I like Kenneth Branagh as the villain.
Yeah,
I think he does a good job. He's great in it. I like what's his name, John Washington.
yeah,
Is it John David Mike Washington or John? What's his name? He's a kind of three namer.
yeah. Denzel's kid. That's
Yeah,
all
Denzel's
he'll
which,
ever be known for.
and I think he's great. I love
John
Denzel.
David Washington.
I love John David Washington. I love Denzel Washington. I wish it would be a movie together, but I don't know if Denzel would do that. I think Denzel's like, you're on your own. You don't bring me into this.
I would love it if they did a shot-for-shot remake of the M. Night Shyamalan classic with the Will Smith and his son, After Earth.
Oh, and
They
After
just
Earth with
made
them.
fun of Will Smith for doing that with his son the entire time.
Get your wife's name out of your fucking mouth.
Yeah. If it was just, if they made it like, and like, this is how you fucking act, because they're both terrible in that movie.
Yeah, they are bad.
Yeah, they could show them up. But then I really didn't. Robert Pattinson's great in it too.
Oh yeah, no, Robert Pattinson is like the gem in that movie, and he really shined in that movie. He was great. He was really good. And like the whole time displacement thing, where like he goes, "I've known you for 20 years, and you just met me."
Yeah.
Well, you'll get to know me later, like kind of that thing. And he dies. He sacrifices himself for him.
Yeah.
The first time they ever meet, the first time, and then he realizes, oh, you go spend 20 years with him. It's a neat, flip of the whole, like, you don't see that outcome, but he's lived it, so he's ready to go. And
yeah, and that's the stuff where you got to sit there and think about, like, okay, like, but you're not confused by the plot ever in that movie.
that's pretty much a straight up like heist movie, isn't it? Pretty much.
And
there's like international terrorism and all that stuff.
Yeah, it is a movie that sits there and explains to you over and over what you're watching. And you're like, I don't know how at this point you could be confused.
Well, yeah, because you got the character actor says you're Tenet, and Tenet's a palindrome.
Yeah, which
means, well, it doesn't really matter in this time travel thing, but it just sounds smart.
Isn't that right, protagonist?
Your name's protagonist.
Character whose literal name in the movie is protagonist.
This is true.
Yeah, there are some downsides to it. And
his first name's Proto. His last name is
Agonist. Proto-agonist.
Mr. Anagist, would you please give me on time?
And then generic tall lady.
Who is she? She's in other stuff, isn't she?
I just watched something else with her in it.
And is she? She's not in Guardians of the Galaxy, is she?
Yes, that's what.
Is that the one? That's who that is.
Yeah, she dies in part 3.
Yeah, and then I think she's in Mission Impossible.
Yes.
Is she in Mission Impossible as well?
I didn't recognize her from that, but my wife did. Her name is Elizabeth Debicki.
She's basically playing the character Vanessa Redgrave's or Lynn Redgrave's character's daughter from the first Mission Impossible, who was Max. See, we're bringing it full circle here. Is that weird?
Just like Tenet.
I'm gonna
do the rest of the episode going back in time.
That's right. This is my first Nolan movie that I love the most. And now I'll go to number 4. What's a way to track the time on this?
What else to say about Tenet? It's a good movie. It really is.
It just got lost in the shuffle of the 2020 pandemic, and it destroyed the relationship between Nolan and Warner Brothers.
Yep.
And they're begging him to come back, and I don't know if he's going to do it. He's just like, I don't really need you, Oppenheimer. Yeah. Oppenheimer.
He made a movie that's essentially a documentary about the bomb.
Yeah.
And it made a ton of money. So I'm pretty sure I could bet on myself here, Warner Brothers.
I think he's going to be okay.
Yeah. He doesn't need Warner Brothers, but I mean, whatever.
No.
There's a lot of directors that kind of saddle up with the Warner Brothers.
Yeah. Well, Warner Brothers is in trouble. So,
yeah.
I'd say Paramount's in worse trouble, but Warner Brothers is right behind Paramount, I would say.
Hey, give me 1 second. I'm going to be right back. Talk about Tenet.
That's all I got.
Talk about Tenet some more.
Well, I mean, Tenet is another James Bond variation, I think, with Nolan, and that's the one thing that you got to realize. All of Nolan's movies are James Bond-esque because he's obsessed with Bond. He wants to do a Bond movie, which is probably his next project. Supposedly, that's the idea. But I think he's too big for Bond unless they cast like a brand new Bond. Well, they're going to cast a new Bond because, spoiler alert, Daniel Craig got blown up at the end by Bohemian Rhapsody.
Everything you just said, say it again.
No, oh God. No, but I was saying Christopher Nolan really wants to do a Bond movie.
Yeah,
and all of his movies follow that trope of like it's world travel, all these exotic locations, globetrotting, and action, and there's always a MacGuffin, and he's got to solve it, and then the Union Jack is somewhere in the background.
He doesn't do it in the annoying Roland Emmerich way where it's like,
oh God,
Saudi Arabia.
No, Roland Emmerich sucks. Roland Emmerich is like fucking
Cuba,
garbage.
Japan. It's like, oh my, why are we everywhere?
Yeah, but then it's all shot in a soundstage. It's like it's a set. It's not even location. I'm Roland Emmerich. I'm Roland Emmerich. Hello, how are you?
I can see Tenet being your number 12. I will say I saw it. I started watching it a few times. The opening scene, I'm like, all right, this is good, but what's happening? But with kids, I'm like, I gotta finish this later. I gotta.
Oh yeah.
I finally sat down and watched it, and I was like, this is fucking good. Like now I know what's going on in this opening scene. Now it's making sense. It does that thing where it shows you the scene and then it explains it to you.
And this is the only one you haven't seen in the theater?
No, there's 3 of these movies I haven't seen in the theater.
Okay.
And I will call them out as we go. But Tenet I have not seen in the theater.
I think I've seen every single Nolan movie in the theater except for Memento and Following. Those are the only 2 that I have not seen in theaters.
I do want to mention right off the bat that I named my son Nolan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not after Christopher Nolan, after my uncle Nolan Tuberculous, because he's Greek.
No, after convicted child rapist Kenny Nolan.
Kenny Nolan.
No,
that guy's psycho.
I'm a big Nolan fan without being like super fanboy about him.
Right.
But I thoroughly enjoy his movies, and therefore it's a good name for him and Nolan Ryan, the baseball player.
He's the best guy out there. Like he's the best filmmaker. All his movies are good. Even the ones that are lackluster are still good.
Yeah. Again, this list of 12, I love number 12 on your list, and I love number 12 on my list, which is Dunkirk.
Yeah, Dunkirk. Yeah. I would say
it's a great movie.
Dunkirk's number 11 on my list.
Yeah, so we just swapped because my number 11 is Tenet.
Yeah. Well, there you go. Exactly. See, I knew this was going to be kind of
it's pretty set in stone because he has these movies and they're all fairly similar while at the same time being different enough. But out of the 12, 3 of them are Batman movies, so we're going to be in sync here quite a bit.
Do you like Dark Knight Rises more than I do?
More than you do. Yes.
Which will probably show on the list.
Yeah. But Dunkirk, I've only seen this one once. It's the only Nolan movie I've only seen once other than Oppenheimer, which I just saw in the theater. But,
right, yeah.
I did not see Dunkirk in the theater, so it's Dunkirk, Tenet, and Following. I didn't see in the theater.
Okay, yeah. I saw Dunkirk in the theater. I enjoyed it when it came out, and it's an interesting take on one day of fighting in a war movie. It's just like it's over the course of a day, basically. And it's like that's what you're fighting. You're following the hours of the day, but they're separated. It's like or a week because the boats are heading toward Dunkirk to get the guys out of there. And it was a miracle because Nazis could have bombed them, killed them all, and they would have won the war. And they didn't. For some reason, they just did not. Let them go. We fight another day. Like, why? This is like your primary objective is to rule the world.
You're like a Vietnamese German right there. Another day.
No, not to me. That's not another day. You have a chop suey.
Now you're Jamaican. What's happening?
Gotta take care. Punani. Gotta get the.
We'll fight another day. Oh, it's time. It's time, Dick.
It's time.
It's time for a Steven Seagal song.
Oh my God, you're right.
So this is what I'm saying. We're not going to do this in an hour. Like it's not going to happen.
Well, now you got Steven Seagal coming into this.
Yeah, now we got our third mic, if you will, our other co-host, Steven Seagal. Dance, Don't You Cry, Girl It's Alright, Gory, Jealousy, Lollipop, Music, My God, Route 23, The Light, War. What do you want to hear?
Lollipop,
okay.
please.
She was created a little lower than the angels.
Oh, well, let me put this up here.
Oh my God!
For new listeners, we do play Steven Seagal lately, just the last couple of weeks. Steven Seagal songs, because we found out he has an album, and I'm gonna pull the lyrics up here. That's why I'm taking a little pause so I can show the lyrics on screen because I doubt we're gonna understand them. 2 weeks ago, that was amazing with the Punani one. I don't think we're gonna hit gold like that again.
No.
Yes, you see me, I say, my girl lollipop.
He's doing Jamaican accent again.
My girl lollipop. You make my heart go giddy up.
Oh my God!
He's going Hawaiian. Oh no!
It's like Mohana.
Oh my God!
Did Lin-Manuel write this song?
You are my silver dandy. Me lover, me not stop lover, me no care what people want to say. Me lollipop, she's a girl, and me lover, that's right. No care what people want to say.
Do you have Shaggy do this chord with it, or the go singing?
No idea.
I can only sing like 25% of the song. I'm not interested in this.
Where are we on this?
It's all over the place. It's not even lining up with the lyrics. I think this guy felt so dirty doing this song, he just wanted to get out of the recording studio. That was why.
Yeah, it was supposed to be a really slow song, but he's like, no, fuck that. Lollipop, 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 bye.
Thank you for the check. Thank you for the check, Steve Seagal.
This better clear.
Just because I was in that movie Mark for Death with you, don't mean that we're brothers.
You would think how many musicians he worked with. He'd have a DMX song on here. He'd bring in like Jet Li for a song.
Method Man, Redman,
all those guys.
Limp Bizkit. Wow. He just says the chorus. That's all he does. You set my world fire.
I don't know where we are.
He's just doing the chorus.
No.
You set the world on fire. You are my one desire.
These lyrics are written by Richard.
Oh, yeah.
I want you to know. I need you so.
Man.
I'll never let you go.
I noticed the lyrical content is the exact same as last time we did this, where it's I love you, but I won't tell you how much.
Yes.
It's the exact same thing.
There is a pattern here, and it's the same songs over and over again.
Is it about his acting?
Are they all reggae? But are they all reggae inspired?
I bet dance is different.
Oh, I doubt it.
We're not going to play the whole song. Let's go to dance, though.
Let's go to dance. I think dance will be completely the same.
All right. I'm thinking.
Dance with me all night for a while. Oh, no.
Mr. Steven Seagal. That one? This
one
right here. What was that? Strut?
Strut's my favorite.
Mr. Steven Seagal.
I'm going to get that audio and just save that.
That's amazing.
All right, here's
Strut
dance.
is the greatest song of all time.
Oh, it won't let me play the whole thing. Okay.
Please dance.
Oh, God. He's going Indian.
He was hitting that Indian song before Slumdog Millionaire. He was ahead of his time.
Oh, shit. He's going Indian here, isn't he?
Please dance with me in night for a while. Look into my eyes as well. Please dance with me in all the night for a while. Look into my eyes as well. Oh my God. He repeats look into my eyes like 15 times.
You know what's exciting?
Look into my eyes.
After we know this album, we find out we have another one.
Oh, Christ. I hope it's like he does country.
I want to get to the main song. So he's done Jamaican, Indian.
Jamaican.
Hawaiian. That last song was like Hawaiian.
Moana style. Hey, give him credit. He is trying all the world's flavors of music.
He's repeating. Let's fast forward.
Oh my God, it just goes on.
I can't listen to this anymore.
It's like an unending look into my eyes as well. Look into like it just doesn't stop. It's literally every line of the song is look into my eyes as well. It's so bad.
I notice his singing structure or singing style is just I will whisper like this in a real little accent so I don't even have to try hard while singing just like my acting.
I'm gonna sing like Bryan Adams but poorly.
He can literally
I die for you.
Back of the throat singing, so it's girl, don't you dance with me? You could even dance and will you see? Like he doesn't have to enunciate or move his mouth. It's he's lazy with his singing too. That's incredible.
He's singing these lyrics like he's fighting. He just kind of throws his hands up and that's it.
Flip hands.
He does that flip hand thing and he runs like a woman, or whatever. He runs horribly.
We need a whole show about Steven Seagal movies. And just
we'll get to that. Don't you worry.
I've only done one. No, I've done two.
Yeah.
I did Code of Honor. That was by myself though, and then me and Frank and I did Under Siege 2 because that movie's actually great.
Well, Under Siege 2 is a classic. Yes.
Yeah, Under Siege 2. I like Under Siege 2 better than Under Siege 1.
Well, I like Under Siege. I like them both, but when you showed me those pictures of Under Siege 2 with his hand all over Katherine Heigl's breasts, and she was like 17 at the premiere, I couldn't believe that. That's amazing.
That's why when Katherine Heigl speaks up about that shit and she's annoying, I'm kind of like, I get it, girl. You're right.
I had my hand on your boobie.
You are underage. Oh, you don't mind if I whisper sweet nothings.
Look into my eyes and you dance with me as I touch your boobie.
It's great, you'll see.
See, it rhymes with me because boobie, me, the E, that's how you write songs. That's how you do it. You make it's stanza, it rhymes every time.
Thank you, George Lucas.
Boobie, me, eyes that see.
All right, so where are we at? The
number 10.
Dunkirk.
Number 11.
I didn't really get to talk about Dunkirk.
Yeah, well, Dunkirk. You're number 12. No, my number 11. You're number 12.
Let's go. Can we go back to where you say that, and then we'll go off my list because this is confusing.
No problem. Dunkirk, number 11.
All right, so Dunkirk. I need to rewatch it. I definitely want to. I want to get my surround sound speakers before I do that in the new house.
Okay.
Because I feel like that would enhance the movie a bunch because I missed it in theaters. I think the theater would definitely help this movie. And
especially the air sequences.
Yeah.
With Tom Hardy, it's a lot of sound involved.
I
heavy
agree.
sound to bell, yeah. It's awesome.
Because you hear the go around you.
Like, it's really cool. It's really well
It is
done.
a beautiful looking and sounding movie.
Yeah.
That's why we said even his worst movies on our list are fucking fantastic.
Yeah. There's a great scene with Kenneth Branagh's on the bridge getting the guys on the boats, and the planes are coming. He closes his eyes because he knows he's going to get killed. He just closes them, and nothing happens because Tom Hardy comes in and stops the shooting or whatever.
So I kind of remember all that.
Yeah, and then
go ahead.
No, you're basically following one lone character. I guess it's what's his name, that guy that likes to dress up in dresses and sing songs, pop songs. Had an affair with Olivia Wilde. Ryan Stiles. No, what's his name? Not Ryan Stiles.
I would love it. Ryan Stiles is in a different air combat movie called Hot Shots.
Hot Shots Part 2.
Hot Shots Part 2.
Ryan Stiles is not who I'm thinking of, but it's the same name.
I know who you're talking about, but I do not know his name. Harry Styles, right?
Harry Styles. Yes.
Okay.
Harry Styles, yeah. Harry Styles and Ryan Styles are brothers.
Ryan Styles is about 35 years older than Harry Styles. I'd much rather watch a movie with Ryan Styles. Yes.
Oh, absolutely.
He was
Ryan Styles never had an affair with Olivia Wilde.
Detail, but Yeah, their child would be freaky looking. A bug-eyed, 7-foot tall monster.
Wearing a dress.
I was gonna say I did meet Ryan Stiles, and he is fantastic in person, and I would love to watch him in this.
I bet. Oh yeah, he's fantastic.
He's probably my favorite celebrity encounter.
Yeah, that's a good. Well, next to the one that saved your life, F. Murray.
Okay,
Abraham.
My second favorite celebrity encounter. You're right, F. Murray Abraham. F. Murray Abraham saved my life, literally.
He really did.
I would have smacked the shit out of my head on that.
Holy shit, kid! Are you okay? What was it?
Jesus Christ!
What did he say? Yeah, I said, Jesus Christ. That's F. Murray Abraham.
And he cared. I don't know if he was acting like he cared, but I saw it in his face. I'm like, damn, you're good.
Either way,
I believe
psychotic. Yeah, he's good.
The fact that he fall again makes me believe that he actually believed it.
Yeah. Can you fall again so he can catch you again? I didn't believe my reaction.
Any other take here?
I need to do that one more time.
Oh, I do want to mention Tenet 7.3 in IMDb. I gave it a 7. Dunkirk 7.8. I gave it a 7.
Okay. I'd say that's accurate.
Let's move on to we won't talk about it. We'll just say it. Your number 10.
And your number 10?
So say your number 10, and then I'll say mine, and then we'll talk about my number 10. We need to go off one person's list.
Following.
Okay. Following.
I put that in my 10th. Following.
We're not too far off from talking about that.
Okay.
My number 10, though, is Interstellar.
Okay, yeah.
And again, that's another movie that I loved.
Yeah.
Saw it in the theater. I was like, oh, okay. That was good. And then I watched it, and I bought the Blu-ray, and I watched it 3 or 4 more times now, and I'm like, God, this is a good fucking movie. Like,
it is, yeah. The second time I watched it, I enjoyed it a lot more.
Yeah. The first time you're like, love, gravity, okay. It feels very heady, but the second time you watch it, you're like, oh, that's what they're doing. Okay.
Yeah.
It kind of clicks into place. You're not confused, really, the first watch. It just, you need that second rewatch for everything to fall into place.
Well, I feel like with Interstellar, it was Nolan's his critics always say his movies are cold and like he needs to have more emotion, and this is him trying to do that, and it still comes off as cold. he can't quite do it.
You know,
but it works though. It's fine because I still felt emotional with the scene, especially that scene with Matthew McConaughey comes back and his daughter's dying on her deathbed.
Oh yeah,
that's a great scene. It's wonderfully done.
I think he himself, McConaughey, that's who I'm talking about, is cold before he goes to space.
Yeah,
he's like very distant from his family. You can clearly it's like he's just worried about the survival, and that's about it. Like, how do we keep literally living? And that's it.
Right.
Maybe it's after his wife died, which is another Nolan trope.
Yes, that was that trailer for all the Nolan movies. That's pretty right on. It's pretty accurate.
My first time watching that, and I'm glad they noticed too, because we were talking a while ago, and we were talking about the wife deaths in his movies.
I'll secretly hate my wife.
And that they did a great cut in that. We watched the Honest Trailers one. Every Nolan movie ever. And he does. Is he trying to say something? Then it's like an interview with Christopher Nolan's like, you work with your wife a lot.
His producer's his wife, Emma Thompson.
Emma
Thompson.
Emma is the one that the Emma's Tattoo Parlor is named after in Memento.
Ah, there you go. And she's got gigantic boobs.
I don't know much about his wife, I'll be honest.
She's got giant breasts. I do notice that about her. Nolan's a boob guy. I can say, honestly, I can say she's got giant boobs. She's top heavy with the best of them.
I'm looking at her now.
Yeah, she's top heavy. She's massive.
She looks familiar.
She's been around. She does all the Nolan movies, so she does interviews.
Yeah, no, I've seen her for that, but she also looks familiar as an actress or something.
She's not.
No, she reminds me of someone. Who the fuck is it?
Is Melanie Linsky girl?
Yes.
You guys got that Linsky look.
There you go. Thank you. That's driving me crazy. That's exactly who I'm thinking about.
From
Castle Rock, your favorite show.
Castle Rock, and a bunch of other stuff. She's married to John Ritter's son, Jason Ritter.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they're married.
I forget they're married.
And they always call her fat, which people are fucking sick. This internet world, they judge these women, and they think she's normal. but like she's just heavy, like she's not even heavy set. Like, oh, she's fat. She's always fat in her movies. She's the frumpy girl, and it's like in reality, she's like an 8. She's really pretty. She's an attractive woman. She's very pretty,
and she's funny and a great
actress. She's got big boobs. She's great. Again, boobs. She's great.
She's she's in like a movie with Elijah Wood, which is really good for what it is. It's like
Netflix movie.
Yeah, what is that called? I want to leave this place.
I want to leave this place. Yeah, something like that.
Something like that. But it's a movie about like she gets her silverware stolen from her house, and the whole movie's about them tracking it down. And Elijah Wood plays like this. He's like doing karate in his yard. It's a very like hipster movie, but it works. It's actually pretty funny.
It co-stars, I think, Ice Cube's son, who's also a really good actor.
Yeah.
I like my Ice Cube
O'Shea
son.
Jackson Jr.
He's great. I like him a lot. He's
a handsome
really
dude.
Yeah, he's good. I like him a lot.
When I look at Ice Cube, I'm not thinking about how attractive he is. I'm just like, he's always looking stern. But then I look at his son, I'm like, that's a good looking man.
I grew up happy. I like my dad.
Yeah.
My dad had it rough, and then he got millions of dollars when he was like 20. But still,
it's true. You can tell that there's a lot of difference in how they came up.
I love Ice Cube because he's a diehard Raider fan, and he was against the COVID shot, so I'm all for him. I didn't take the jab. It cost me $12 million, but I didn't take the jab because he couldn't do certain movies because you can't in Hollywood. They're all about following those rules, and he's like, fuck that, I ain't doing that. I don't know what that is. And he has it right because he's an African American man, and all you gotta say is Tuskegee.
Yeah, that's all you have to say.
Where they saltpetered a lot of them so they wouldn't breed. So thank you, government, for your trust.
This is not a political show.
No, I know.
With that being said, if you're black and we're scared to get the COVID shot, I get it.
No, I didn't get it. I didn't get it.
Were you scared, or you just didn't want to get it?
No, I just didn't want to get it. I don't.
All right, yeah. But I'm saying if you're black and you're like, Tuskegee.
Yeah, I mean, remember,
wasn't even that long ago, really.
No, and I'm not talking about the airplane guys that George Lucas ruined in Red Tails. Talking about something else, something much worse.
Or the Lawrence Fishburne Tuskegee Airmen.
Great movie, HBO movie. Great movie.
Yeah. Back when HBO used to make a bunch of great.
I know. They made, now they make shit.
Now they only do it if Al Pacino's involved.
Yes, and they're actually really good though.
They are.
Al Pacino's films are really good.
Why is it just Al Pacino that can do those?
I don't know.
He's made like 4 of them,
and they're all written by David Mamet. Usually.
All right. So, where are we? Interstellar. I saw this one in the theater, but the problem with me is it came out around the time I watched Gravity.
Yes, that was the problem.
And Gravity was an insanely good theater movie. And I was like, yes, this is so good. The movie itself is forgettable.
Yes.
But as far as an experience in the theater, you can't beat Gravity.
No.
And then I watched Interstellar. I'm like, this is very good, but I don't care. Like, it doesn't have the
right.
And I wish I didn't have that feeling, but I totally did.
Right. Yeah.
Like if I could rewatch Interstellar in the theater now, I think I'd appreciate it way more.
Right. I always forget that Matt Damon was this murderous coward in that movie.
Yeah.
I always forget he's in there.
And if you watch the behind the scenes of that little robot they have, it's like 2 of these.
Yeah. Oh, the robot's awesome.
Yeah, and it's literally a guy with like a stick and it rotates. He's like,
because you're trying to figure out what's the point of this robot, and then they make it work. It's such an interesting design, and it works because he picks up Anne Hathaway and it runs to the ship in the water before they kill Wes Bentley.
Yeah.
The most over. I don't know why Wes Bentley has a career, but he still acts. I don't know how he does it.
He has a career playing a whiny bitch and everything. Yellowstone, especially.
Oh, I haven't watched Yellowstone.
Man, him and his sister need to fucking die in Yellowstone.
Oh, really?
They're so annoying. And you like that? You like the girl, but I'm so done with her character.
Is that the Lucy? I'm gonna fuck you. I hate you, but I'm gonna fuck you. That girl, the girl from True Detective season 2.
Yes. Yeah,
that's
Kelly Riley?
Kelly Riley, something like that. I love her. I think she's
nothing against her. Her character is so fucking irritating and ping ponging back and forth between the same two annoying emotions. They're just like they got. I picture her character and I think of the Austin Powers thing with the.
Oh yeah,
he's just trying to get out of there. But that's her character, and I'm like, God, get rid of her! Stop. So annoying.
Is she gonna die, or do they get rid of her? Do they kill her off? Or
her and Wes Bentley are at odds right now, and there's only the season left that they have to do.
There's one more season because Kevin Costner's off the show, right?
But he's done with this one. They're done after this.
But
they announced they had a plot line with it where they're both going to try to kill each other because they both have secrets over each other, which sounds totally like a soap opera, but actually makes sense.
Well, it is.
It is
a soap opera. It's fine. Well, that's what shows are.
Yeah,
it's fine.
But it's dumb and it keeps dragging on. I'm like, just fucking kill one of the other. I don't care who. Get rid of the other one because that would free up her character to go elsewhere.
Now, does that show have nudity?
She gets nude in like the first or second episode, slightly, and then nothing.
There's a lot of fucks in it.
Yeah,
I just hear a lot of fucks. Like they curse, like a train in that movie. They curse all the time. Or that show.
It's not crazy.
I can't.
Yeah, they don't swear that much.
I haven't. I don't watch because how long has that show been on the air right now? Yellowstone. This is 5th season.
Yeah, there's 5 seasons. The 5th one will come out here.
And this is the last season right now.
Yeah, because Kevin Costner's done with them.
And they're not gonna bring him. They're not gonna do this another show that. He's gonna do more pretty cool shows.
They also have like 4 spin-offs of Yellowstone.
Well, yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah,
1920 Harrison Ford and Helen Mirren.
Yeah, it's so weird.
And they have another Tyler Sheridan like rodeo show. The Tyler Sheridan basically owns Paramount Plus now.
Yeah, he does. And he was the fucking sheriff on Sons of Anarchy who gets killed in the 2nd season. It's hilarious.
He also has that show with Jeremy Renner, Mayor of Kingstown or something. That's his show.
Oh, right. Yeah.
The dude has like 17 shows. He's the Tyler Perry of
yeah, he really is. And he's written like 5 or 6 movies too.
Yeah.
And all of them are pretty good. I like his
him. Yeah. Everything he's done I've liked.
Hell Hardware's good. I like that Jeremy Renner Indian movie. That's great. What was it? River?
No idea.
You haven't seen that one?
No.
Where he's like a detective and his wife's
Lost
sister
River?
is Lost River. And his ex-wife's sister gets murdered and he goes after him and he basically gets revenge. Like he's supposed to be like a sheriff, but he gets revenge like Indian style on him.
Can't go wrong with that.
It's good. It's good. And John Bernthal shows up in the middle.
Oh, now I gotta watch it. Okay.
Oh, it's great. He's
like the Punisher now.
He's the catalyst. He's the catalyst of the whole thing. It's just like, oh wow, that's pretty good. It's really kind of a sad movie, but it's good.
I'm into John Bernthal again because I'm watching Punisher finally. Now I want to watch that. What was that Sweet Virginia movie that he's in? He's like holding a shotgun on the cover. I'm like, what is this movie? Anyway, Dunkirk, Tenet, Interstellar was my number 10. What is your number 9 then? Because your number 10 was Following.
Yes, number 9. This might surprise you. Dark Knight Rises.
Okay, very low. My number 9.
It's low.
Is Following.
Okay, yeah. So 10 and 9 Following. Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Now you saw this one, not in the theater.
No.
Neither did I.
This is the last one I haven't seen in the theater
because I don't think it ever came to the theater. So
I'm sure it did.
I do own it. I think I still have it on DVD. I can't remember. It might be somewhere. I don't remember.
I love this movie.
It's a good movie.
For your first movie, holy shit, it's good.
Yeah. Follows the same broken narrative structure.
Yeah. All the pieces are there. All the puzzle pieces that is Christopher Nolan's modus operandi. It's all there. You got the black and white. The timeline's messed up. You get the wife. You get the woman who betrays you.
Yeah.
I just find the story that he chose to do with his first movie very strange, and it's fascinating because the whole plot of that is this guy decides he's just going to start following people one day with no motivation, nothing planned. Just going to follow them and see what they do. Sometimes they freak out. Sometimes they are completely unaware. And he sees all this weird shit. And then he meets up with a dude who's a robber. He's like, he breaks into people's houses and steals their shit. And that's kind of the next stage of what happens with the main character is they start breaking in, and all he's interested in is looking through the photos. And the other guy's like stealing all the shit. And it's just them and betrayal and yada yada yada. I won't spoil it at all because it is definitely worth watching, and a lot of people have not seen it.
Yeah.
It's really short. It's like 70 minutes.
And that was 70 minutes. And that's what I think he basically said it was 70 minutes because we had to do it a feature, but the limited run was because they couldn't afford the film. They had to get like really cheap film to do it, and it was just a cost prohibitive to go beyond 70 minutes.
I'll play it. I'll play just a few seconds, like I was put it on a random spot because it looks good.
And when he used to show following at film festivals, he used to pass around a hat to get money for Memento. He needed financing for Memento, so he was getting it through that.
Yeah, here's the quote unquote bad guy.
Right.
His voice. He has that father from Memoirs of an Invisible Man.
Yeah. Oh, hold on. I'm gonna rape you.
Ooh, nice machine. Maybe he's a writer. No, he's a writer. He never works there. So this guy wants to be a writer. And those are two separate things.
This is his house, isn't it?
Yeah. This is his house. He wants him to judge him, right. And I don't think he wants to victimize someone. He's like, break into my house. It's when you do your first movie, Nolan did everything right here. He got actors that are actually good.
Yeah.
So he kept his cast really small, and that lets you like get good actors. You're not like stretching thin. Oh, fuck it, I'll get this guy for this role. Oh, he really sticks out. You know what I mean? You're not getting those sore spots. Just like 3 or 4 roles in this movie. And everyone's really fucking good. Kevin Smith is the equivalent here in America.
Yes.
No, I'm kidding.
The antithesis of Nolan.
I was going to bring up because Nolan, Darren Aronofsky, and Kevin Smith, all their first movies were black and white.
Right. 2
of those movies are incredible. Kevin Smith is also there with Clerks, which is a great movie. Don't get me wrong, but
right.
I love Pi, Darren Aronofsky's like student movie, if you will.
I've never watched Pi. I've never seen it. Never seen Pi.
His is a little too heady, but it does work. It's a great movie. It really is.
Did you speak of Pi though? Because the same guy's in Pi. He's in the episode where Giancarlo Esposito gets blown up in Breaking Bad. That character actor, he's in Pi, and he's
the old man.
Hector Salamanca.
Yeah, he died.
He blows. Yeah, he just died. But there's somebody been posting online the alternate ending of Breaking Bad, where it's the scene where he's ringing the bell, and Giancarlo Esposito goes, "No!" and then he shoots up in the air. He's flying in the air, and he crashes into Walter White's house and blows up. It's hilarious. I think I sent it to you. It was on Instagram.
I don't remember seeing that.
It's fucking. Actually, we should. Let me send it to you right now. It's fucking funny. Maybe watch it on here because it's fucking funny.
Let me look. I'll look it up so I can play it here.
It's really quick too. It's not very long. It's shit. But it's one of those things that's just ridiculous.
We call my new son Ollie because we were watching. My wife finally watched Breaking Bad.
Oh yeah,
and I was like, "Here's Giancarlo Esposito," and we will not stop saying his name, Giancarlo Esposito. It's the funnest name to say. So we started calling my baby Giancarlo Esposito.
Yes,
so random.
Oh man.
No idea where to find this. I'll let you do that. But yeah, following. I would love to see this in the theater. I mean, it's going to be one of those like small theaters, you know, or like a throwback day. But I can't imagine a big theater showing Following. Who's going to show up to that thing?
You know, only Nolanites.
Yeah, which is not enough of.
Yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot.
Yeah,
that's a lot to ask for.
Following is, it was a Criterion now, right? I believe.
Yeah, went straight to Criterion.
Yeah, I used to have that on DVD, but I need to rebuy it on Blu-ray.
Yeah, it's definitely worth owning for anybody's collection, especially if you're a Nolanite. You got to own it.
Or Criterion Collectionite.
Exactly.
Or a sodomite. Wait, no.
A sodomite. I'll catch you down with a sodomite. You got fucked by a train.
Speaking of, let's move on. Wait, no. Let's just move on to the next one. So my number 9 is following. What is your number 8? Because your number 9 was Batman Rises or Dark Knight Rises somehow.
Yes, I don't know why, but it felt like it belonged.
This is where my list got a little tricky.
Yeah, well, Interstellar.
Okay,
is number 8.
And
we talked about that already, basically.
Here is where we see the step up in my list. Like those bottom 4, and then there's a big step up right here. And my number 8 is Batman Begins.
Okay,
we're not so hard to put this at number 8.
Yeah, we're not too far off. That one has grown on me.
Yeah,
because when I first saw it, I didn't like it. When I first saw it in the theater, I was disappointed because it's not what I was expecting. Because I don't like the way Nolan shoots action.
And
I was like, that's too close. I don't like the tight shots of him fighting and it's quick and it's done. But I mean, I get that's the point. Like that's what Batman does. Like I get it. Like now watching it, I had to get through that disappointment and then just love the sky. I love the story.
Yeah,
I love the actors. Yeah, and the music and everything.
The sets are great.
It's just great. Yeah, everything's good. It's a great movie.
I love all the stuff with the mountain with the Liam Neeson where they're getting the flower.
Well, absolutely, yeah.
And it is told it's told out of order as well.
Yeah.
Like you see the Liam Neeson backstory stuff out of order. So I don't know. I saw this in the theater and I fucking loved it.
Yeah.
It's a movie. I will say everything from Following on down is in my top 100. Like the rest of these movies are in my top 100 movies. So Following is toward the bottom.
Right.
So when I put them at number 8, it's not because I don't love the movie. It's just because I love Christopher Nolan's other movies more. It's the same problem we had with Coen Brothers,
exactly.
where you like love them all. Like how do I?
Yeah.
But Dark Knight does have, and I completely agree. I was in the theater and I sat a little too close the first time I saw this in the theater. And yes, the first time I saw this in the theater, I was like, oh dear God, back up. Especially in the beginning when they're like in that shipping yard and he's sleeping.
Yeah, especially that scene. Yeah.
Like, God damn.
Like, where are you?
Yeah, but now that I'm watching it on TV and I can back the fuck up, it definitely does. It's an easier pill to swallow.
Yeah, I have since seen Batman Begins like 20 times. Like, I've seen it so many times, and I do love that movie, and it is on my list a little bit higher than yours.
Yeah,
but not much higher.
You know what's good news about Nolan? Neither one of us has said Oppenheimer yet. Like we're not putting his new movie at the bottom of our list just because it's new. Which I feel like a lot of people would do. Not that we're better than them. I'm just saying, like most directors, I would go, or a band, I'd be like their new album,
We're better than them.
Well, we've both only seen it once, and we haven't mentioned it yet, so that's a good sign for his career for the future.
Yeah, I think Nolan's okay.
Yeah,
I think he'll do okay.
Do you like the fact that he goes, "I'm not going to kill you"?
Yeah.
But I don't have to save you.
I have to save you.
Out the back of the train.
Yeah, but it's like, I mean, I was just like, well, hold on now. Wait a minute. Well,
that's your whole thing, Batman.
That's manslaughter. That's still murder. Yeah,
that's negligent homicide right now, Batman.
You are killing him. Yes, you are. Yeah, he's dead. Not to mention, by the way, I think you hit that guy in the temple too hard. He's not waking up.
No.
That guy.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, I mean, I would say that guy's in a coma from the docks, and he hasn't woken up since Dark Knight Rises. He woke up 8 years after you did in Dark Knight Rises.
I would love if Dark Knight Rises they show his body and people are just walking by like dripping food in his mouth.
Yeah.
There you go, sir. That's what happens when I got to get out of here and get on a train.
God.
He does level a lot of police cars in the first one.
Oh, he does. Yes, there's a lot of chaos.
There's so many dead cops in movies, and they don't ever acknowledge it, especially superhero movies.
Oh, yes.
Where he mows down cop cars and they're all flipping. And
well, that is the one line that hurts the Dark Knight in the movie where the guy goes, "No more dead cops." Like that's the one awkward line reading in the whole movie.
All right, take me in. I am Batman.
Yeah, I am Batman. Before he does that, the guy goes, "No more dead cops."
Yeah.
I was like, could they get a better actor for that?
He does it like this. No more dead cops.
Yeah.
And then that lady.
Yeah, nobody wants that.
That lady. Yeah.
The Joker's doing that. The Joker's killed like 50 cops in Dark Knight.
I get the whole movie. Dark Knight is comparable to. I hate that I'm saying this, to the second Halloween movie, the new one.
Right, yes.
Where it's just the chaos that this stuff is created.
Right.
The fear and the panic. That's all it is.
Right.
But I get why they would blame Batman for this, but really he has 0% to do with it.
And Anthony Michael Hall's in both of them.
Yes, that's true.
What an odd
connection. Is very true.
It's a sad state.
Wow. Thank you for tying that together. Exactly. Now let's talk about our favorite Halloween movies.
Yes.
It's
The House.
Resurrection is number one.
Of course.
No, but I do like and I appreciate what Harvey Dent says in that scene. We're not even talking about the same movie anymore. We're talking about Dark Knight, but which is, do we really want to give in to this madman? Like that's what we're gonna sacrifice this guy for?
Yeah.
And he goes, "We're perfectly fine letting him clean up the streets, but you know, when it's the mob." But now he's completely right. But also, I understand why people would panic when they got families and shit.
Yeah,
it makes sense.
But I do enjoy watching like those reaction videos, and I don't know why I like doing this, but I don't know, it's been my obsession for like the last 6 months, watching all these.
It's been like 8 months, 10 months,
whatever. Sure, yeah, a year. Watching these reaction videos.
I want you to send me one because I still have zero idea what the fuck you're talking about.
They're just people who've never seen movies. They're normies. And they sit down. They say, "We've always heard good things about Batman Begins, but we've never watched it. So we're going to finally watch it. And here's our reaction to watching the movie."
Is it like our video? Or is it like the camera watching them and then the movies in the corner so you can see what they're watching, or is it just
pretty much? But they can't show. They can't show giant chunks of the movie. They'll show snippets of the movie, and they play with the audio because all the copyright stuff. So sometimes, sometimes the channel has to be taken off and then re-put on because. They have to take out certain elements because it's copyrighted. So it's a delicate balance of showing
I know
reacting to it.
Some of those B movie battles in the middle tier that I did are just me watching movies, and if the clips are a little too long, they'll get you.
Yeah, well, that's what happened to when we did that stupid gay fucking alien movie.
Gay alien movie.
It's not even on the podcast. It's not even available.
You know what's sad? I need you to narrow it down more.
The gay alien movie was the fashionistas.
Okay, Liquid Sky.
Liquid Sky, yes.
I've watched several. I watched Dr. Alien. I've seen on the shows.
We did a whole episode of Liquid Sky, watching the movie free on YouTube, and we can't put it on. It's not up. You can't do it.
Yeah, I got to look into that. Let me add that.
That was like
growing list here
because that was pain. We went through that movie. That was painful.
Liquid Sky
took our art from us.
Ban? I'll put
no more Liquid Sky.
No more Liquid Sky. I do like the. We'll talk about Dark Rise or Dark Knight later, but Batman Begins. It's just a solid fucking movie, and it's the first Batman movie where I go, "This is what Batman should be."
Right.
Like it really was because obviously we love the first two Batman movies.
Yes.
That's what we grew up on. That's our Batman.
Yeah.
But to see Nolan do it, because I was so worried because it's Nolan and it's Batman, those two ideas to me at the time seemed very like they would butt heads. But I'm like, fuck, he's doing it. Christian Bale's perfect for this.
Oh, yeah, big time.
And oh man, I don't know. I think it's an underrated movie, and most people just kind of discount the first one, but it's great.
No, I don't think. I think more people discount the last one. I think Batman Begins and Dark Knight are highly regarded, and then everybody hates and shits on Dark Knight Rises.
But
isn't a bad movie. It's a good movie. I like Dark Knight Rises. Just when talking about other movies on the list, it just goes down to that point.
Yes.
That
no, you're right. But you hear about Dark Knight Rises still. You don't hear a fucking word about Batman Begins. Like 0 people talking about that because they didn't have Tom Hardy as Bane. That's the difference.
Right.
But
no one cared about me before I put on the mask.
There's no grand villain in the first one. They went with Ra's al Ghul, who's not even really in the. I don't know. It's very confusing who's there and who's not, because it's not really a person in this universe.
No, well, because he's playing. Because Ducard was a real character in the mythos of Batman, yes. And so is Ra's al Ghul. So they made Ducard and Ra's al Ghul the same character, but it's Ra's al Ghul, and it's Liam Neeson. So
you got Liam Neeson, but you also had the fake, the sellout with Ken Watanabe. Watanabe.
Yeah, right. Yeah, Ken Watanabe. I bought the airline.
I said that very like American. Ken Watanabe.
That Watanabe's a good actor there. Oh man, he's great. I love him.
Get that Ken Watanabe over there, quesadilla with some tacos
Oh man, well, you watch Letters to Iwo Jima? He's in that. Oh, I cry every time. That bastard. He's so good. Like Clint did a hell of a job in that movie there.
But I do love the fact that the Batman movies are all British people and Aussies.
Pretty much, yes.
The whole series.
Ben Mendelsohn,
Morgan Freeman,
and Anne Hathaway.
And Aaron
and Joseph Gordon-Levitt,
yeah,
and Aaron Eckhart,
but those are all side
and Maggie Gyllenhaal, and Katie Holmes.
No, but picture the people who are in all 3 movies. The actors who are in all 3 movies. It's Morgan Freeman.
Yeah, Cillian Murphy. He's Irish.
Yeah, but other than who's American in the Batman movies in all 3 movies? Morgan Freeman,
Gary Oldman.
The best part about Gary Oldman is hearing his real accent and personality. Oi, fuck all, mate. Oh, Gary.
He's funny. I love Gary Oldman. He's my favorite.
I feel like he would show up at me and get shit-faced doing a podcast.
Well, he doesn't drink anymore, so he doesn't do that anymore. But back in like Dracula Gary Oldman days, that guy could shut him down with Kiefer Sutherland. And I think it was Kiefer Sutherland, him, maybe Val Kilmer. I feel like they all hung out and they got drunk all the time together. I feel like, but can you imagine that? Going out with Gary Oldman, Kiefer Sutherland on a binge.
Gary Oldman, yes. Kiefer, I feel like I would get irritated after a while.
No, I think Kiefer's great.
I'd be like, I don't want to get arrested tonight, Kiefer.
We're not.
Please stop punching the police force.
No, listen, he loves it. It's cool. Don't worry. This explains everything.
Do I have that clip?
Yes, you do. You're a pirate, Kiefer. That would explain it.
Hey, Kiefer, you're a pirate, man.
That would explain everything.
Come on. He's a genius.
I bet we're the only podcast that has that ready to go.
I hope so, because man, Kiefer Sutherland is the greatest American hero in American history.
That would explain everything.
That explains everything. Jumps in a Christmas tree. God, he's a genius. I love Kiefer Sutherland.
No, definitely. I'm just saying, I would be like, we've been arrested the last 3 nights. Can we take it easy?
Did you ever see his Inside the Actor Studio?
No.
There's a moment where, because like they do that whole thing where he goes like, I have the message, the questionnaire from Qui Pavant. And he goes, "What's your favorite curse word? What's your least favorite word?" And his least favorite word was the N word. He says it. He says the N word.
Says the actual word.
He says the actual word.
I mean, he's answering the question.
Well, he's right. It's a terrible word. He doesn't like it, rightfully so. But what somebody did was they took that and they redid the interview. And they go, "What's your favorite word?" And he goes, "It's simple." He's like,
"What's your favorite word?"
It's so. And then he goes, "What do you hate?" It's simple. Every answer was N's, and it's so funny. And I don't think anybody's ever said it's got no views on YouTube, and it's one of the most genius.
The simplest edits.
Oh, it's so funny.
It's what Filthy Twilight Zone is.
Yeah,
the simplest edits I can do. Unless I get bored during the episode and then I want to get creative.
I'll show it to you when we're done with this show today.
Yeah. Show me that one and the other one you mentioned.
You need to watch that. It's
The Breaking Bad.
But I laughed my ass off, and it's just the context of Kiefer saying the N-word, but because it's not that he's disparaging, it's he hates that. He's right. It's a terrible word, but somebody has taken it and made a joke out of it.
Yeah.
And it's just ridiculous.
I just want to point out right now, as we just crossed the hour threshold, you thought we could do all 12 in an hour. We're at number 8.
No, we're not. This is 8. I thought we were on number 7.
That was my number 8. What is your number 7?
Inception.
Okay. We'll get to that. My number 7 is Oppenheimer.
Really? That okay, yeah.
Well, I've only seen it once.
No, that's fine. We're not too far off here on Oppenheimer.
Yeah, it's we talked about it a couple weeks ago. I watched it in the theater. It's very hard to go to the theater now with a newborn baby and a infant or a toddler and blah blah blah. But thoroughly enjoyed it. We went to the movie with the baby, and she's breastfeeding in the movie.
Whoa! So you got to see your wife's titty and Florence Pugh's titty.
I literally got to go.
I think they're the same color nipple.
Yeah. No, it's I don't know. It's a very good movie, and it was way better than I expected. Even my wife fucking loved it.
Yeah, it was good.
I was like, I gave that movie a 9.
Yeah.
Like, that was fantastic.
I enjoyed it quite a bit.
It was far better than I expected. And how do you make a movie that great about something that seems like it would be the most boring thing ever? Like on paper, it sounds boring as shit.
Yeah.
But goddamn, it's Mike Flanagan syndrome. This sounds stupid.
Right?
That was great. How did you do that?
How did you turn this on its end? Like having it open with Einstein and closing with Einstein, and you did. And the whole mystery of the movie is what did Einstein?
And it was just nothing.
About, and it was basically a callback to earlier where he goes, "I think we did," and that was it. It was just like we destroyed the world. Yeah, I think we did, and that was it. That was the end of it.
And then it was all. I did expect it, but also it was very cool to sit there and watch the Robert Downey Jr. and spoiler alert, the twist that he's the bad guy because he's like pleading his case to those guys when he's doing his little conference trying to get sworn in. Who was the people? I'm trying to remember who was doing that. Who was on his side there in that room?
It was.
God damn it! Why is it blanking on me?
David Krumholtz, whatever that guy.
No. Later, like the latest storyline, the last.
Oh, when he's on the trial.
Yeah, when he's trying to get sworn in, and that's
when John Connor is putting him on the stand, trying to get him to talk about his economy. That actor, a bunch of stuff, but I can't remember.
Oh my god! Why there's so many actors in this movie?
Han Solo is in this movie, for Christ's sake.
That's who it was. That's what I'm thinking of.
Aldrin Enric.
He's the one that gets revealed. He's in the scene when he reveals that, yes, I'm the one that's setting him up because fuck that guy.
Yeah.
He doesn't like Oppenheimer's his arrogance, which when you watch the rest of the movie and from what I hear about history, doesn't really exist.
Yeah.
But it was nice because usually I watch these kind of movies and I'm like, I already know what happens, blah, blah, blah. Here we go. This one, I actually forgot what happened with the real Robert Oppenheimer. I thought he, because of the guilt, killed himself. I could have sworn that was the storyline.
Yeah. No, he
lived
a while.
It was his daughter, which is even sadder.
Well, they probably, I don't think he really got along with his family.
Yeah, he doesn't seem like a nice family man, does he?
Well, he did. He was a womanizer.
Yeah, it's
a notorious womanizer.
Are you sending me that?
A lot of comedy. Yeah, I sent you the Keeper Sergeant thing.
Okay, I'll check that out later.
And I got to look for the Breaking Bad thing.
Oh, he was a notorious womanizer from everything we've seen and heard.
Yeah.
How do you leave Florence Pugh? That's I can't get over that.
Well, she was nuts. She was crazy.
She was, but sometimes you got to deal with that shit, man.
No, she was too crazy. Like you can't. Gives her flowers. Don't give me flowers. We're not. I think they were married.
It seemed like they were in the movie, but then I looked into it after on the drive home, and I'm like, oh, they were never married.
They
were only
married
once.
Okay.
Yeah, and it was to Birdie.
Right.
And I don't know how you feel about Emily Blunt.
She's fine. You don't like her?
Kind of bored with her. I don't know.
She doesn't. I mean, she's fine.
She's a good actress, but I just kind of feel I don't know, kind of tune her out.
She's fine. I don't hate her. I don't not hate her. I just she's fine. I think she's very attractive.
Yeah.
But she's a pretty face. But again, the John Krasinski effect, where it's like, oh, she's married to him. That's kind of meh.
See, I'm the opposite. I'm like, why is he married to her?
Oh no, he deserves. I like John Krasinski, but yeah, it's just an odd pairing how they're together.
It just seemed like he would be talking, and she's like barely responding, and I'm like, what do they talk about?
Well, I think one of the most out of touch thing I've ever seen her talk about was her and Amy Adams when they were doing a movie called The Cleaning Service or something. It was like back in 2006, a long time ago. Sunshine Cleaning, I think it's called.
Cleaning, yeah.
And they had this interview, and they were laughing because like, well, we had such a lovely time together because with girls hanging out on the set with both actors, and we discovered something that we've never discovered, something called burritos. And I'm like, oh, Christ, lady, really? You've never heard of burritos before?
Isn't Amy Adams from, like, Virginia?
Yeah, pretty much. Well, they don't have Mexican food in Virginia.
I swear
the best burritos are San Diego and California. That's it. I mean, you can't, and maybe Arizona. Like, honestly, that's where you
Are you fucking kidding me?
Well, not Texas, because Texas has Tex-Mex.
No, Texas, they mix it. No, Arizona is just people who walk straight over. Yeah,
Arizona is El Paso. I think is where the best Mexican is supposedly.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Told
the rest of Texas sucks.
Perry said El Paso's the best.
Yeah,
but I've had burritos and burritos. They're not. They don't have rice and beans. That's the big difference. And it's an open face sort of tortilla.
Yeah,
it's not wrapped. It's open faced, and it's meat in like a sauce. So that's pretty much.
I don't think most people realize that real Mexican food doesn't come wrapped up in a. You take the tortilla and it's in your hand.
Yeah,
it's in your non-dominant hand, which for me is my right, and you slop it up.
And you're left-handed.
Yeah, you kind of use it like you soak it up and you put that in, and you kind of do that. Like,
yeah, it's like naan. It's like you use naan. Yeah, same way as you eat with your fingers, basically.
They don't sit there and like.
The only reason why the burrito is a thing because it's California and the workers did it because they take their food and wrap it so you can eat it on the field. It's something it's portable, much like workers in Eastern Europe where they had the pasties, they had meat pies. They wrap it up in oh God, yes, right. Emily Blunt and pasties.
She's pretty. I just get nothing out of her personally.
No, she's pretty, and she was going to be the original Black Widow. She was cast. She was going to shoot. She got pregnant. And so
who I get her confused with is former Mrs. Aaron Rodgers.
Oh, that awful bitch.
Yeah, she was in the X-Men. That's what made me think of it.
Oh no, you're thinking you're not. She was in the Divergent movies. Shailene Woodley.
No, the other one.
Shailene Woodley.
The other one.
Former Aaron Rodgers. Oh, Olivia Munn. Yeah. Who got a face job and she looks like a different person.
Really? Did not know that.
And she's married to Mike Birbiglia now or whatever.
Really? The comedian?
She's married to a comedian and had a baby with him. I think it's Mike Birbiglia.
She's married to Sleepwalk with Me, Mark Birbiglia. I love Mark
Birbiglia. I think so. I could be wrong. You might want to double check that just on the safe side. I think she's with Mike Birbiglia. Birbiglia. I'm pretty sure she's married to him now.
John Mulaney.
That's right. I'm sorry. Yeah, it was John Mulaney. Yeah.
Okay. And John Mulaney is definitely more attractive. Plus, he's 20 years younger than Mike Birbiglia.
There you go. That makes sense. More sense.
No, they remind me of each other.
Yeah.
In fact, the exes of both those people remind me of each other. They're very similar people in real life, I feel like. Aaron Rodgers and John Krasinski.
Boring.
It's just funny because John Krasinski is on The Office and Aaron Rodgers is obsessed with The Office, so much so that he got himself on The Office in the last episode.
Really?
Yes.
I did not know that.
One of the last episodes when he's doing the singing competition with Andy, he's one of the judges. Aaron Rodgers. Okay. He was obsessed with the show.
They have a meme of Aaron Rodgers going around. He's in his jet uniform and he's all gray. Aaron Rodgers is officially the oldest player in the NFL right now. And it's like he's not that old. He's like 35. How old is he? 38?
He's my age.
He's 40.
No, I think he's just younger than me by like a year.
Yeah, he's not
36, 37. Maybe
Tom
I'm wrong.
Brady was 45. I think when he's done. He still won champions with. He's the best though.
Hold on one second. Who are we talking about? Aaron Rodgers.
Aaron Rodgers.
Age 39. He's literally my age. He's young.
Wow.
He's like 6 months older than me.
How sad is that when you compare, people the same age and where you are and where they are? And it makes me sad.
You know what's sad is Carmelo Anthony.
It really makes me sad.
Player is literally born on my date, May 29, 1984.
Wow.
That dude is kind of got forced retirement.
Yes.
He's that old. But Aaron Rodgers, I noticed, is starting to turn into Peter Stormare.
He is.
And then me and my wife cannot stop bringing it up to see him now.
Blueberry pancakes.
Yes. So here's Aaron Rodgers.
Look at that's a bad picture right there.
Yeah, Peter Stormare.
They do.
Aaron Rodgers.
I can see.
I bet someone else has noticed.
I see it. It's amazing. My girlfriend said Aaron Rodgers looks like Peter Stormare.
Here it is. Here it is.
That's amazing.
They're starting to become the same person. Here's them. He looks like Nick Cage and Con Air.
He does look like that's
hilarious.
There it is.
Yeah.
That's fucking funny.
No, but look at this. It's insane.
She wouldn't stop. She wouldn't stop shrieking.
Look at this.
Why?
He's wearing his Nyla shirt from Big Lebowski.
I'll suck your cock for $1,000.
Must be exhausting. All right, number
cash machine.
Oppenheimer, great movie. Need to rewatch it. Cannot wait for it to come out because me and my wife will definitely check it out.
Absolutely, yeah.
It's a courtroom drama.
Pretty much, yeah.
And it's fascinating.
It's very well done.
Everyone deserves an Oscar for this movie, if you ask me. Everyone is so fucking good in it.
I hope it's his year, but with the Oscars, they don't want to give to white people anymore. Yeah. So there's going to be some weird, stupid, gay, black movie or Mexican movie coming out about gay people, and that'll win the awards. I'm going to call it now. Robert Downey Jr. gets nominated for Best Supporting. I think he might win. He'll probably win, but I know he'll at least get nominated. I don't know if Cillian Murphy will. I think Cillian Murphy will win. Best actor. So. I think he will. I think Robert Downey Jr. will win Best Supporting Actor. I do believe that Nolan will win Best Director. Yeah. Oh, we were talking about that after, weren't we? Yeah, but Best Picture, I don't know because the Oscars are fickle like that. It won't get Best Picture because again, there's going to be a gay movie that comes out. I'm not saying like it's a gay movie. I'm talking about a movie about gay people. And it's going to be like, oh, it's about love and people don't want this. They're denying the loves. They gotta stop with these. They kind of do the offset though, where they'll do that for 3 or 4 years and then they'll go the other way. And they'll go back. Kind of done that the last few years. Maybe they'll probably do this year because nobody watches the Oscars anymore. Yes, so they'll definitely and they will need a boost in ratings. So Oppenheimer might win Best Picture and Best Director, not Screenplay. It won't win Screenplay. It could win Screenplay. I don't think it will, but it's definitely going to win Director. It's definitely going to win. You know it's going to win Best. What's going to win Best Adapted Screenplay? Sound Design. You know what will win Best Adapted Screenplay? Ooh, Barbie. Oh God! I guarantee you, Barbie will win an Oscar. Well, I was telling you, I'm like, this should win Best Costume Design, but Barbie exists. No, Barbie will win. Barbie's going to win that too. Barbie might. I think Oppenheimer will win Best Editing. It should win Best Editing. Do you see Greta Gerwig winning Best Director over Nolan? No, I don't think that'll happen. But they will give her an Oscar for writing because she's already been nominated as a writer. Stupid because the script is the stupidest part of the Barbie movie. Well, but that's what I'm saying. I'm saying if anything was going to get awarded, it'll be that because then they'll give one to Nora Baumbach too because he co-wrote the script. And they're already up his. He's already been nominated a bunch of times.
It's definitely. I do my my annual movie of the year on the website lawstudios.com. Oppenheimer's going to be this year. I can already tell.
Yeah, more
like I'm trying to think of and there's not many Nolan movies that have won that. Really, it's because other movies come out that year that are just better.
Well, you're wrong. Actually, the movie of the year is Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny.
The Dial of the Tombstones colonoscopy, whatever the fuck they're called now. I don't even.
Indiana Jones and the kidney dialysis of destiny.
Indiana Jones and the holy shit, my plane's going down over Omaha.
Oh my god, my time bag's empty.
All right, that was my number 7. What is your number 6?
My number.
Our last one of the podcast. These two.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, I think we missed my 7. Did we talk about Inception?
You said no. We're not talking about yours. We're going off mine here.
Okay.
What's your number 7? Or 6? Sorry.
6 is Batman Begins.
Okay, we already talked about that.
Yeah.
We will get to Inception here. But first, my number 6, and I thought you would have this lower than I did, but apparently I'm the one that has to say Insomnia.
Well, you're not far off.
Yeah. Insomnia is a movie I was already on board with Christopher Nolan because Memento came out and I was blown away, and then I watched Following.
Yeah.
And I was like, fuck, I went to like Insomnia, and it was not a packed theater, believe it or not.
Yeah.
I was like, all right, here we go. And there was a lot of people there, and it wasn't, but I was like, more people than I expected, but also I feel like this should be packed. It was in Michigan, though, so I'll give it a little bit of credit. It wasn't a big city.
I have a funny story about it.
Yeah, if you have a story, go right ahead. And I'm just kind of commenting on people were or weren't there.
When that movie came out, I was working at the theater in Modesto. This was like my first job that I had during junior college. It was just a side job, and I was such an awful employee. I went there to watch Insomnia, not realizing that I was supposed to be working that shift. So I was there watching a movie instead of being at work because I didn't check the schedule. And I was fired like 3 months later, obviously. But I lived like 30 minutes away at the time because I lived in the country and had to drive to the city to go to work. And this is like on the other side of town.
Back when you had the almond farm?
No, same time.
Yeah.
And I had to drive all the way out to Modesto to do anything. So it was like a 25, 26-minute drive back and forth. And this was on the other side of town, so it was even longer. So I drove extra miles to go see Insomnia for free. And I was supposed to be working. And it was a busy day in the theater. Like the manager was working behind the counter. I was like, well, she's working. I just walked right past. And I was like, oh, shit, I was supposed to work today. And I'm here watching the movie. And I saw Insomnia. It was worth it. It was great.
I miss those jobs where you could just work and be like, I don't give a fuck. I still have dreams where I used to work at Toys R Us.
I did that too. Yeah.
When I was right after high school, I was going to community college for like a year, just before film school. And I was like, this sucks. And my friend was working there. I'm like, yeah, I'll work there. And I worked there like when I wanted to. And I'd be like sweeping and be like, no, I'm done. And just walk away from the
I'm going to open a box of pepper on the wall.
And then one day I just was like, I'm going to move to Miami. And he's like, you're going to tell them, right? Like, you're going to call them? I'm like, yeah. In
Miami.
Kept getting phone calls. Like, you're going to show up? I was like, no, I'm not. But I don't really feel like I need to tell you that. That's kind of personal. I was such a dick.
No, I worked the winter of 2007 when I was living with Matt and Todd in Los Feliz. I worked at the Los Feliz Toys R Us for the Christmas holiday season 2007. I went home. I was supposed to work that night. I drove straight home and totally didn't work the graveyard shift. I left him in the lurch. I told him, I'm going to be gone for a week, so I'm going to go. He said, yeah, it's fine. We got to work that night. Yeah, I will. Didn't even show up. Didn't even call. And they never called me. They didn't care. But literally 3 weeks later, I get back and I'm going there. I'm like going, yeah, I mean, and he go, well, we're going to be doing a remodel in the store. Can you do the night? You're going to do graveyard for us, and what we'll do is we'll fire you here and then rehire you in January, like the end of January. Because that's when the start. And I said that's fine, not realizing that it basically cost me like $2-3 extra an hour because when I got rehired, they paid me nothing. And if I would have kept my job, I would have paid more. That's why they fired me to rehire me. So they would have to pay me.
There was a reason. Two quick stories.
Fuck. And then,
so go ahead.
No, I worked that fucking overnight job from January to May, and I couldn't take it. It was fucking a nightmare. It was a nightmare world. I just couldn't take it anymore because they'd work you every night straight, like 8 days a week. It was horrible. And one day, the time they gave me, and then when they finally did give me time off, they gave me 2 4-hour shifts for the week.
Ooh.
I was like, how the fuck am I supposed to live with 2 4-hour shifts? And like, what the fuck? You guys? And at that point, I was like, you know what? Fuck this. And then basically, I was asleep. I woke up one day. I called him. I said, I quit. I'm not coming in. Why? Personal. And I just hung up and I was done. I said, fuck this. I'm out. I can't do this anymore. And I was like,
you did what I did, but you at least gave him a phone call.
I did, and it was like the best feeling. I just went back to bed like, oh, no more of that.
I still
shit.
Remember that sleep.
But then again, I realized I gotta find a fucking job. I gotta go to work. I gotta find a job now.
Once you wake up and reality sets in,
fine. Then 6 months later, I had a job again. But luckily, I had Grandpa give me money, and birthday money came in because that was like around June. I went back home for a couple of weeks, and then I went back and I went to Comic-Con that year. That's the first time I ever went to Comic-Con, was 2008, with my brother. When we stayed at the Motel 6, it was a nightmare.
Motel 6 is always a nightmare. As soon as I stopped working. I wouldn't say I quit. As soon as I stopped working at Toys R Us and moved to Miami, this is back before your cell phones, okay, people. And my girlfriend down there got me a interview at her place, which is like a storage unit, someplace not where she worked, but the other one. You know, she's like, I pulled a lot of strings. All right, show up here. Here's the address, and I look it up on what the fuck is that called where you pull the directions offline and you print them?
The MapQuest?
MapQuest. Yeah. I print it out and I'm like following along. I don't know the city. And I'm like, I'm fucking horribly lost. I'm way late and I have no phone number to call them with because they don't have a cell phone.
You're in Skid Row.
So I'm like, I just didn't show up and went back home and I was like, all right, well, that did not work. And then I eventually got a job at McDonald's in Miami. I worked one shift.
Wow.
Like a 4-hour shift.
Wow.
I show up. I'm taking order. They're like, we're going to put you on register. I'm like, okay, cool. I can talk. And then people coming up, and every single person would come up. Numero cuatro, queso. I'm like, okay. What? And I go, sorry, I don't speak Spanish, man. Can you repeat that? Okay. All right, I'm going to head out. And I literally walked out and was like, you know what? This is not going to work.
It's probably Cubans. They don't speak Spanish. It was Cubans.
Yeah, it was so pointless for me to be
Puerto
there.
Ricans.
Like, you know what? This is not going to work for anyone. I don't want to be here. The clients don't want me. The customers don't want me here.
Don't you want an apple pie that's American? Is that what you fucking bastard?
Yeah, it was
100%
Spanish, and they're like, "You don't need the no, you're good." I even asked the question beforehand. I'm like, it's not a bilingual job, so. And they're like, "Yeah, you're good."
Well, that's because they thought, well, you're just going to be making hamburger patties in the back. We need you to make we need you to squirt the eggs in the circle for the Egg McMuffins.
Yeah, I lasted 2 whole months in Miami. I was like, "Fuck this, bye."
Wow, well, there you go.
That's my number. That's my number 6. That's why Insomnia is my number 6. No, it's a great movie. Robin Williams is the creepy shampoo putting on dead bodies killer.
You have somebody laughing at you.
I love the original. The remake is even better.
Yeah, I like them.
Yeah, there's not a whole lot I have to say about it. Hilary Swank's in it. She's
and
great.
So's the great great character actor. What's his name? He's also in Dark Knight. He's also in Dark Knight. He's in this movie. He's one of the cops. Oh God, what's his name? He's the character actor. He always shows up in movies. He's in Limey. He's great in Limey.
Martin Donovan?
No.
Nicky Cat?
Nicky Cat. That's it.
Yeah.
Nicky Cat. I can't
No.
believe I like his name. Love Nicky Cat. He's in that. He's great.
Nicky Cat was like my number 2 on my list of character actors.
Actor. Yeah, he's great. Nicky Cat's up there, especially the Limey. That's probably his best role is the Limey. That he's so good in that.
I got to go with The Way of the Gun.
Well, The Way of the Gun good to you, but I love the Limey. The Limey's one of my favorite movies. I love the Limey. You tell him I'm coming. You tell him I'm fucking coming.
Oh, I meant to bring this up last week, but speaking of Thief, I was watching something on, it was the every Quentin Tarantino movie one that they did for Honest Trailer.
Oh, okay.
And it goes, it created an endless spin-off of terrible movies, and it shows all these movies, and one of them is Way of the Gun. I go, that's not Tarantino-ish,
no.
Tarantino-esque.
That's Christopher McQuarrie, yes.
That movie is so not cool. Other than the opening scene, which I will give you is a little bit too much Tarantino, like fuck start your head, like all the swearing and that. The rest of the movie is so subtle and low key. I don't agree. It pissed me off.
He has the greatest off-screen laugh in film history. Ha ha! You shut that fucking cunt's mouth. Well, fuck started head. Ha ha! Oh God, that's the best part.
I feel like I need to play that now.
I know. You should look that up. But
I have it. I have the movie.
Well, it's very good. Well, I think my number 6 is Oppenheimer.
Your number 6 is Oppenheimer?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then my number 5 is Insomnia, which we just talked about. She was covered in garbage!
She's got a big mouth, but she's not kidding. I'm going to whip you silly, and I'm going to fuck you stupid.
It's before that, but...
It's before that, right before that.
Right here. No, it's just before this, too.
Listen to me! Get off the fucking car with your fucking ass!
Shut that...
Okay, here it is. This is why I love Ryan Phillippe so much. This movie. Him and Benicio del Toro.
Cunt's mouth, or I'll come over there and fuck start her head.
There's that one guy laughing.
I think it's Benicio del Toro laughing.
Maybe.
I don't know.
Benicio's not making any noise. He's just there.
He's just counting his money.
That's so funny. Oh, fuck start her head!
It is funny because they're really the opposite, because all these two want to do is kind of drift through life. That's their main goal, is not to be hassled, do my job, survive. Like that's all Ryan Phillippe's speech is in the beginning. Yeah. And Tarantino ones are always like, I want to yell and scream. And like, I don't feel like it has anything to do with Tarantino, but whatever.
And you have Benicio del Toro. You know, when I die, I'm before God, I'm going to say I was framed. I was framed. But that's one of the best commentaries too on a DVD is The Way of the Gun commentary.
I haven't listened to that in a while.
It's good. I just remember like Christopher McQuarrie going, "That's something that Benicio does. That's Benicio talk. Like no one knows what that means except Benicio. So it just he just does it, and I'm just like, let him do it. It's fine."
McQuarrie directs movies the way you should direct movies.
No,
when you don't have like a direct vision of what you want, like Christopher Nolan would not work this way.
No,
but McQuarrie, like, I wrote this great script. You guys do what you want. You guys are better at this than I am. All right. Film. Like, all right, cut. That was great. I don't know what the hell it was, but it was great. That's a great way to make a movie.
That should be actually another episode to do, is the top 10 best commentaries on DVD.
I haven't listened to so many lately, though. It's hard to.
Yes. Well, that means you just got to dust them off. Usual Suspects, Way to Go, 2 of the best that I've ever heard. Fight Club's a great one. Seven's actually a pretty good one.
7, yeah.
Seven's a good one. Fincher commentaries are great. Aliens with the cast, one of the best commentaries ever, with Bill Paxton, Sean Bean, not Sean Bean, Michael Bean, Bill Paxton, what's his name? Chains from Stone Cold, Lance Henriksen, and the girl.
Ian are they all in this? Good God.
Yeah, they're all on the commentary, because it's like there's Cameron commentary, there's Sigourney Weaver commentary, And then there's
they're
the
separate
actors'
ones.
commentary.
Okay. I pictured them all together in the same. I'm like, good God.
No, and they are. And all the actors are in the same room. And it's fucking hilarious because just Lance Henriksen is just real serious, but like he's a tough dude. He's a tough guy, but he's also kind of cool. Like he's just funny and laid back. And they just talk about it. It was just great. They had a lot of good stories, and they got. You could tell they all hung out and got along with each other, and they're just buddies hanging out. It's a great commentary. I'd say that's a good one. Oh God,
You think about that. We're talking about Nolan right now. We need to wrap up this first part. No, you're fine.
Christopher Nolan doesn't do commentary.
Yeah,
so we can't watch those.
He is a funny guy, but I feel like he's only funny when you ask him a question and he responds. Like he's got some answers, and I'm like, that's pretty funny. But listening to him talk for more than 12 seconds, he's like, and then I watched this, I watched this 1942 movie by director, and you're like, oh God.
You need to watch him. There's a video of him at the French video store, and all the filmmakers go to this French video store. And he's there. Wes Anderson is there. Wes Anderson is actually a really good one. He fucking has seen everything. Wes Anderson is like an encyclopedia, and he's got a way of talking that's very, very like almost condescending, but it's okay because he's very nice. I love Wes Anderson. I think he's great.
I don't.
I love when you hate him. You hate him.
I don't hate him.
I love him.
I really don't hate him. I don't understand what he's doing. I'm in that category. I fully admit to complete ignorance for what Wes Anderson is going for. I don't get why it's funny. I don't get why it's interesting. I'm just in the dark.
But it's fun. It's fun because he just watch that video of him at the French movie at the French.
Store, I'm curious.
The French movie store. Wes Anderson. It's like a 30-minute video because he just goes off talking about all these different foreign films. He's seen everything, and like he lives in Paris. He lives in Paris. He's from Texas. He lives in fucking Paris, and not Paris, Texas. Paris, France. Yeah. And he belongs there. Like he's like but he sounds like the nicest guy though. Like that's the thing. He's not pretentious. He's just like, oh well, that's a really great movie, and I'm not a big
Truffaut fan.
Musical fan. But I did love this movie, and it got me because my daughter loves it, and she in turn got me into it. So I'm now getting into musicals, which is just fantastic. He's such a nice guy. It seems like a nice guy. And Nolan goes to the same video store, and Nolan's like, "Oh, it's great." And he's with Cillian Murphy, and Cillian Murphy and him are talking about movies and looking at all the movies. And he goes, "Have you seen that one?" And he goes, "No, I haven't seen it. It's on my list, though." "Oh, you definitely have to watch that. You definitely have to watch that." It's funny.
And Nolan in video store. Okay, I'll check it out.
Some French video store. Yeah.
Let's wrap up on Insomnia.
Yes, again, Insomnia, my number 5.
Okay, so that'd be next on yours, but that'll be the next podcast. I have to go to the bathroom between these two.
Okay, well, you do that. We'll see. Insomnia was my number 5. Wrap it up. So we're on your number 5 in the next podcast.
Yes.
We're in the top 5.
Insomnia is severely underrated, if you ask me.
I think so. Yes.
I'm wrapping up here. I want to say a few more things. I think Robin Williams did not get enough credit for this. Al Pacino is Al Pacino. His name is Will Dormer, which Dormier is French for sleep. It's a little too obvious when I was watching it. But I think I love the setting. I love the idea of it, which is, you get that 30 days of sun up there, and he just cannot sleep. He also can't sleep because of the guilt of shooting his partner, Martin Donovan.
Right. And he doesn't even remember if he's on purpose or not. Because at that point, he didn't do it.
Yeah, it's what's
do you think he dies at the end, or do you think he lives?
What movie is that with Ian? Is that Magnolia, where Ian Holmes literally doesn't remember if he molested his daughter or not?
Oh, I think that's the bus driver movie, or like it's about buses or something. It's with Sarah Pauli.
No, it's Magnolia.
He's not in Magnolia.
Who was it in Magnolia that does not remember if he molested his daughter? She's the girl who's fucked up.
Jason Robards is in that movie.
No, he's in a hospital bed.
Yeah, he's Tom Cruise's dad.
Magnolia doesn't remember if molested. Oh God,
that's that. You're gonna be FBI's gonna be on your computer.
Yeah. Jimmy did molest her. So Jimmy. No, it was Ian. God damn.
Oh, not Ian Holm.
No, Ian. I'm fucking blanking on his name.
Ian McKellen.
Yes.
Ian McKellen.
No, not Ian McKellen.
No. I do not molest her because I'm gay.
Oh, Philip Baker Hall. Holy shit.
There you go.
God damn, that came out of nowhere.
Now it makes sense.
All those guys kind of remind me of each other, but it's Philip Baker Hall.
He's great.
He's the guy who runs that show, but he's literally like, I was a drunk back then. I have no memory if I molested her or not.
Oh, wow.
His wife's like, that's not good enough. He's like, I don't remember. Maybe I did. I don't know.
Never seen Magnolia all the way through.
Oh, it's great.
I need to watch that one. That's what I still haven't watched. It's just
it's fantastic.
The runtime scares me. I don't know why.
It is, but it moves along at a great pace. Where
I just like Tom Cruise. Worship the cock.
Yeah,
like that's funny.
Yeah, but when you've seen it more than his scenes are kind of the worst for me.
Right? Yeah.
Tom Cruise.
Yeah.
No, Jason Robards is just sitting in a bed the entire movie.
Well, it's his last movie.
Yeah,
he died.
And rightfully so. But what I was getting at is, I like the fact that Al Pacino does not even know if he. I don't remember if I saw him before I shot because it was in the fog. Like maybe I did on purpose. I don't know. And that's kind of the ambiguity of it, because then he has to cover up this crime that he doesn't even know if he committed. Like he shoots a bullet in the dog and pulls it out so he can replace it. It's just a very interesting movie that I feel like they tried to do with the Snowman.
Oh, Snowman's terrible.
It fucking sucked. Very whole.
Snowman is real bad.
It's real bad. But that's also why I like 30 Days a Night so much, because I love this movie.
Yep.
And
Alaska. You can go visit Alaska for 30 days.
Yeah, maybe I need to go up there. Definitely go during the night part, because I'd rather fight vampires than deal with Robin Williams killing women and
or Al Pacino
their hair.
Al Pacino yelling at you.
But it also reminded me a lot of another show I loved growing up, which is Twin Peaks.
Okay.
There's a lot of Twin Peaks similarities in there, which is the fingernails are painted in this movie. Like he took care of her. He shampooed her hair and he trimmed her fingernails to get rid of
I'm sorry. I misspoke. Oppenheimer was my number 5. Insomnia's my number 4.
Wow.
Sorry about that.
No, you're fine.
That's fine.
Let's end this one so we can get over to the top 5 on a separate podcast.
Yes, there we go.
I need to go to the bathroom because I've
go pee.
I am. All right. Let's do the outro because this is a separate podcast. So let's actually do this right.
Fuck you, everybody. Good night.
Fuck you, everybody. Good night.
I got rid of the other one, so I don't play that on accident anymore.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
All right, you go to the bathroom real fast?
Yeah, let me all right, yeah, I'll be right back. I'll play this in the meantime. Hickory dickory duck. You see it? You see it?
Yeah, I saw it. It's very nice.
I made 2 posters for tonight. I wanted to go. I was trying to hurry. I had so much to do because I didn't even post last week's episodes yet. For Thief, I posted them today.
Yeah. Okay, I was wondering. I didn't see them on there.
No, I drank a little too much last time during Thief, and I'm like, I'm going to bed. Fuck this. And then just nonstop home stuff, and I finally got around today, and I'm like, all right, I'll post those now. So I finally separated them and put them in separate podcasts. But I made 2 posters. We're not recording right now. We're on live, but we're not actually doing a podcast. This is not what I wanted. I'll show you the posters I made today. How lazy I got with them. Let's see. Posters. Here we go. All right, here we go. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, boom, boom. This one's not bad.
No, I like that one.
You get the Prestige, I get Memento. This one is where I got lazy, where I was like, just going to do a bunch of us.
You looking Coach Lee. That's a good one. Look at that. All at the Oppenheimer premiere.
You are Emily Blunt. I am. What's her name? Pugh.
Florence Pugh. Fantastic. Look at that.
Oh man,
that
was as lazy you
I
can
do
get
like
right
the
there.
outline of Nolan's face against his posters in the background. No, I sent you let's watch the Breaking Bad alternate ending.
Before we start recording the actual podcast. I can't play it from. No, can I? Hold on.
Oh, it's on your message. But you can look it
No,
up on YouTube as well.
I got my messenger right here.
Okay.
You got it. Okay, here we go. Hold on. Hopefully you can hear the audio. Let's find out.
No, I can't hear it.
I don't hear anything either.
Is there a volume on there? Oh, there you go. Okay.
You hear it now?
I hear it. I hear it now. Yeah.
I love that it cuts as the explosion starts.
Yes. Just that shot of his face as he's launching toward it. So stupid. And the music. I know the music's brilliant.
That
Oh,
was amazing. No, it's perfect because all the overhead shots during. Was that season 2 with the plane that?
Yeah, for the plane crashes. Yeah,
blows up overhead. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Kiefer Sutherland.
Now this one's it's only 40 seconds. I don't know why it's a minute and 40. So just stop it after like the first 40 seconds.
We begin our classroom with the questionnaire, which was used brilliantly for 26 years by my great hero, Bernard Pivot. So, what is your favorite word, Kiefer?
Nigger.
What sound or noise do you hate?
Brakes.
What is your favorite curse word, Kiefer?
It's simple. Nigger.
It's the big favorite. If heaven exists.
Yeah.
No, he keeps going.
What would you like to hear God say when you arrive at the pearly gates?
Nigger.
What turns you on? What profession other than yours would you like to attempt?
This is the end.
Professional nigger.
The laughter is what kills it.
The fake laughter.
Oh my god! And I don't know how they did that cut where he goes N-word. It's just like wow. That's like deep fake before deep fake.
Oh.
That video is 7 years old. It's been around for a long time.
It's only got 160 likes. How many views?
All racist
views.
It doesn't have
11,000.
Yeah, not a lot, considering it's been on there for like years and years and years.
Someone wrote a comment, Micah Richards approves of this video.
All
right.
Hang on a tree with a fork in your ass.
All right, let's go.
Let's do it. Let's finish this. Now it's going to be a half-hour show.
No. It's not going to be half an hour. Are you fucking kidding me?
Well, I got 3 more to go.
Now, no, 5 more to go. Now we're doing the top 5.
Yeah, but my top 5.
You said you're 4 and 5 and 4. That's on you. I still have my top 4 and 5 and 4.
Yeah, well, there you go. It works out.
Anyway, we're doing our Christopher Nolan top 5 now. And in usual fashion, we're breaking up into 2 podcasts for no reason. So let's hear a theme song for some reason. Proud of my sound editing there.
It is so dead. It's hilarious. I love it.
Yes. Phoenix West over here.
Tick Ticket over there.
Hi, Dick. We've been talking for 2 hours, but if you're on the new in the podcast and you want to check out the top 5 without hearing the rest, hey, welcome. That's weird of you. Check out the rest of them, you fucking psycho. But let's check out our top 5. The way we've been doing it, and Dick has been spoiling his top 5, but is Dick says his number, then I say my number, then we discuss that movie. We have to go off someone's list, otherwise it's chaos. So, Dick, what is your top 5 that you've already mentioned? I can't wait to find out.
Number 5 is Oppenheimer.
Okay. My number 5.
Yes, your number 5. Yes.
This is where The Dark Knight Rises comes in.
Okay.
I didn't have it that high. I'm not crazy.
Right.
It's a movie that I feel like is. I honestly have zero idea why everyone doesn't love it. I don't know.
I don't understand.
Don't get it.
Yeah, a lot of people don't like that movie.
People nitpick all the shit that they don't need to nitpick in that movie.
Oh yeah.
He shows up because he's Batman.
How you show up in Gotham if it's sealed off for the people? He figures it out. Yeah, he's fucking Batman.
Because he's Batman, bitch. Where did he get his suit from? How did he's Batman.
He's got it stored. He's got storage containers all over the Gotham.
It's
remember he had a storage container that went into a fucking bat cave under the city. Yes. How do you have that? That's more of an explanation for that. How does he have a cargo container in the middle of Gotham Bay, the docks of Gotham? There's a random cargo container that Alfred goes into. He goes down below, and there's a giant garage down there with a bat cave.
I'm more concerned about how did he, in the second one, in Dark Knight.
That's the second one, yeah.
How did he have a gun? You know how long it would take to set that up where a gun goes zzz, and poof,
right, yeah,
into a brick?
And
that would take hours.
And why did he do that? And why did he do that?
He did that so he could reconfigure the bullet that was in the apartment where Harvey and Dent, the two people, were dead. So he could put the fingerprint together. Comes up with that one guy who's in a bunch of Christopher Nolan stuff. He's an Oppenheimer as well.
Mm.
And that's how he found out to go to that apartment so that he could pull the shade, which is clearly above a time clock.
Yeah.
And then sniper hits him.
Yeah.
And then that I think that's more of an issue for Dark Knight than it is for anything for Rises.
Right.
Joker keeps saying he has no plan, but he is the most meticulous motherfucker I've ever heard.
I really like a guy with a plan.
Anyway,
I like a guy to dog chasing cars.
I wouldn't know what to do if I caught one. But we're not talking about Dark Knight yet. We're talking about Rises, which I honestly believe. I love Tom Hardy as Bane.
Yes,
I think he's equally as magnetic as the Joker is in Dark Knight.
I would say close. Yes,
close. Okay, I shouldn't say equal. He's 92%.
I would agree with that.
I love his scenes. I love especially his introductory scene. His introductory scene is not as good as the Joker when he's in the. You can't deny that. That's like the Heat scene in Dark Knight. But I'm just saying it's very, very close. Maybe people didn't like it because it felt too close to Dark Knight.
Well, I think one of the other major lines on this movie is Bane's not the villain, it's Talia al Ghul. So Bane isn't really the head, it's not his plan, it's Talia's. So she's the villain, not Bane. Bane's not the real villain.
Okay.
That's a lot of people say that.
That matters for all of 2 minutes before they disarm the bomb.
I'm just amazed that we got a movie with. I'm just amazed, and I think Kevin Smith said the same thing, because Ralph Garman, he has that podcast with Ralph Garman, and Ralph Garman's a giant Batman fanatic. He's a Batman 66 fanatic, and he didn't like Dark Knight Rises. And Kevin Smith was like, I can get that, because at the same time, it's like, did you ever think you're going to live in a time when Talia al Ghul is in a Batman movie?
Yeah.
Like they brought in Talia al Ghul.
It's deep.
Like that's crazy.
It's deep.
And it ties into the first movie very well.
Yeah. It wraps up the series in a nice bow. It does have a stupid ending where he
But it's
sweet.
The ending was telegraphed in the first 30 minutes of the movie. When I saw that, I was like, "Well, there's the end. That's what's going to happen."
No, I did the exact same thing.
Movie. And I was like, "Oh, that's how they're going to end it." Okay, well, that's it. All right.
I leaned over to who I was watching that movie with. Don't even remember that. I leaned over and go, "There's your ending." I do that a lot. I go, "That's the ending." It's Chekhov's ending, if you will.
The Chekhov's
gun. Set it up. They have to use it.
Yeah.
I was like, there you go. There's the end. But when it happened, I wasn't like, fucking stupid. Why wouldn't he like? No, that's what Alfred would do. He actually believed he was dead, and he's like, "You're alive. That's all I wanted is you to be good."
Well, and they get mad because they said God, Alfred would never leave Batman. He would never leave them. I was like, well, if you got pushed to the edge, why wouldn't you leave him? You have to sometimes. That's just the deal, because Bruce Wayne is going to kill himself doing this, and he knows it. And he would have if he didn't go to that underground prison that Bane took him to.
Yeah. He was gone for 8 months.
Something like that.
6 months, however the fucking long it was.
You're going to die watching your city burn.
I will say I do have problems, speaking as a person who has spine problems.
Yes.
I do have a problem with how quickly he recovered from a literally broken vertebrae.
Well, you're going to have to watch that movie again and do what he does. Maybe that's what
you mean. Do the.
You just needed to put yourself in a strap.
Watch my city burn.
Watch this. I'm angry. My anger has overcome my pain. I'm angry.
Only one man has ever escaped this place.
And the guy that's in there, that's Einstein from Oppenheimer.
Yeah.
The guy that's telling him, "Oh, you have a bag. You're gonna leave. Oh, very good."
He pays me to watch over it.
The last time. You do it like the child did without the rope.
I was like, I don't know, but I was told to turn on the TV at this precise moment.
Yeah. I want you to put the television set right there.
Yes, I would love. This is a movie I would love to see the behind the scenes of the
exactly.
movie.
He comes down there. Oh, I don't miss this place at all.
Yeah.
Okay. Put the TV right here. Square television behind some chain link fence. Put that up there. That's be good.
Hello.
Maybe 2. Because he might break one. I don't want him to break all of them. I want him to see a city burn.
Yeah. Hello, homeless men and street urchins. I would love if we could build an underground lair.
Oh,
as soon as it's found out, we'll get rid of it.
Are you the people who beat me nearly to death still here so I can kill you?
Can we have a weird sort of rat cage similar to the board game?
You haven't played the game.
Where he climbs in and goes
mouse
trap, and it closes the bat in there so I can break his back.
I will break him. We will need it. Your precious Aubrey.
I quote this movie more than any other Batman or Christopher Nolan movie, where I hold up my child, like I change his diaper, and I'll go, and I'll literally grab him. And I'm like ready to put him down to change his diaper. I go, "Oh, your body!" and I pretend to break his back before I put him down, and it gets a laugh every time.
Oh, he loves it. He loves it.
Yeah, it gets a laugh from my wife because she knows what I'm doing, and I'm like, it's why is this movie hated so much? Why did the Christopher Nolan thing become fuck that guy? All his movies are overrated. When did that happen, and why?
I don't think that's happened. I think people, but there's the contrarians. There's always contrarians who will come out and say, Nolan's not that good. You guys, he's not that good. He's not that good. It's like, well, yeah, he's pretty good.
Yeah, exactly. But the contrarians became, it's the internet. That's the contrarians become the
everything's
story.
Like I get it. At first, it's fine, but when it keeps going, then it's like, well, then what can he do to make you happy? Because he's done to every movie he does. He kind of pivots and course corrects a little bit. Because at least with Dark Knight Rises, the action got better.
Oh yeah,
like the action is a lot more. Especially the fights in Dark Knight Rises. I think that scene where he breaks his back is one of my favorite scenes in Batman movie.
Okay.
When I saw that night, I love that scene.
Sorry, we're delayed. I don't mean to keep cutting you off.
No. I'm just when I first saw that whole sequence, I was just like, I was in awe. I was like, oh my god, this is so fucking great. I love this. This is perfect. Just because Batman can't beat him.
I was
he's
getting
his ass handed to him.
Making creamy Jean soup watching that.
Oh!
Because I watched the first movie in the theater twice. The second movie I watched probably 3-4 times. The third one I watched. They did a Christopher Nolan trilogy. I still have the badge for it.
Oh, nice, yeah.
And it was one after another. But the problem is they changed seats between movies.
Oh.
So in the third one, I had to sit there and like literally first row.
Was
off
it
to
was
the side.
IMAX?
And I'm like,
Was it
God damn
IMAX?
it. No, it wasn't IMAX.
Oh well. Okay.
But it was cranking your neck, and I'm like, I love this though. Like so annoyed.
Well, do you think the stigma of The Dark Knight Rises is that it's a Colorado shooting?
No, because I was in the theater when that happened, and that had happened previously that night, in Colorado.
Yeah, me too.
And I went
because time difference.
I got out of the theater. Well, it's the same time zone for me. It's literally just right up north. And I came out and was like, hey, thank you for not shooting up our theater, everyone there. Like, good Christ.
Yeah, right.
Well, I really don't think that factors into how people saw the movie, other than opening night when that's fresh in your mind. But I give this movie a 10. I really do. Or 9. Sorry, I give this a 9.
Okay, 9. Yeah.
It's a 9 for me. I do have a problem. What you mentioned about the action is completely correct. All the stuff with when he breaks his back, that scene is probably, and I'm not even exaggerating here, that's probably my favorite Batman scene of all time.
And the dialogue's so good. I love what Bane is he's great.
I was born in it.
You think the shadows are your allies.
Yeah. League of Shadows. But
League of Shadows.
It's even more brutal because Catwoman is forced to sit there and watch through a fence.
Yeah.
She's like, I did this. Holy shit. And she can't help or do anything. Right. There's no one for her to call.
You've made a big mistake. No, the heaven's grave is yours.
It really is a perfect scene.
Yeah, I love it.
Because he breaks his back and then the music and the camera kind of start to fade away.
And he breaks his fucking punches him in his face. Sometimes takes his mask off and throws it. So I got that poster in my house.
Yeah. The broken mask posters. I saw that and like, that's what that means. God damn, he did.
Yeah, it was so awesome.
It's great. That whole scene is fucking fantastic. If you ask me, perfect.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I agree.
There are some bad action sequences in the movie. And most of that is at the very end when it's the mobs.
Right, yeah.
And it's like I hate to say the opposite complaint that we had for Batman Begins, but the camera's way far back.
Yeah,
everyone's pulling their
he's got that IMAX widescreen.
Yeah.
Ooh,
it's brutal. That scene sucks. But then you get Bane punching the pillar over and over. You're like,
I love that.
Yeah. And he's pulling out his tubes, and Tally's like, carefully insert.
What's that?
That scene is better in the Pete Holmes with.
It is, yes.
When he's doing the
stuck it in you,
stuck it in you,
stuck it in you, lots of
in all 3 holes. You'd be surprised at the order.
Yeah,
that seems great.
Yeah, it's fine. He was doing that for a while, Pete Holmes. That was his big
stick. It was great. Loved it.
For Batman for about 4 years. That's what they were doing.
Him and that ginger guy who always played Commissioner Gordon or whoever they needed him to be.
It was the same girl who played every character, Rachel and Talia. It was the same girl in every video. And Patton Oswalt was.
Patton Oswalt.
But then again,
Penguin.
Yeah, and again, you have the whole Batman doesn't kill, but how many people does he kill in Dark Knight Rises accidentally?
Yeah, and they did the whole he went to sleep.
Yeah, exactly.
He went no, he's dead.
No, you're wrong. You're seeing that.
No, he's dead. No, it's great. Yeah, he kills a lot of fucking people, but thank God he wrapped up a series. And then it was like, oh, that was fucking great. Even if you don't love all 3 movies, I get it. But I loved all 3 movies, and I was like, I don't want anything more. I am satisfied. Right. I'm pulling away from the plate and the table. I'm done. My meal is finished. I don't want to overstuff. Everyone else was like, more. So then DC brings back Batman for Ben Affleck, and you're like,
oh yeah,
this is what happens when you go for seconds when there's no more left. They have to create something real quick. And it fucking sucks. I don't need Batman. I like the Robert Pattinson ones, though. I'm glad they're doing that. I think they should have skipped everything else between these.
Well, right. But that's what I was thinking about the other day was like the Batman movie when that came out and everybody was like gushing over it. And I was just like, yeah, it was good, but it's not the best. Like, no, I'm not going to say it's the best one because we've had like you said before, we've had 5 other better ones. It's like we have 5 other better Batman movies.
Well, the second I watched it and I completed it, like I texted you and I go, just finished the Batman. Definitely my 6th favorite Batman movie.
Exactly.
And it was fucking great.
Yeah.
I loved that movie. It was great.
Colin
my
Farrell's
favorite Batman movie.
Yeah, Colin Farrell's excellence as the Penguin. It's a
nice
iteration of the Penguin, and I like Alfred. What's his name as Alfred?
Spiegel.
Andy Serkis.
Yeah, Andy Serkis is great.
He's like, I hope he whimpers and cries like Michael Caine. All right, you.
I failed you, you cunt.
I failed you. Oh well. I blew up. I blew up because of you.
Yeah,
Riddler.
They've made so much shit off Batman since this trilogy wrapped up. Like Alfred, they had that Pennyworth series.
Pennyworth show.
They have Gotham, which was like 22% pretty good.
I hated Gotham so much.
The rest of it's complete nonsense.
Was that after Dark Knight Rises?
Yeah, that was. Well,
what year was
Dark Knight Rises is 11 years old. Keep in mind.
Yeah, Dark Knight Rises was 2012.
Yeah,
the same year.
Gotham was like 2015, I think.
Was it that? Oh wow.
Yeah, I mean it was way later.
Shit, yeah. Because I got it kind of excited for it, but I was like, oh, this sounds stupid, and it was stupid.
Gotham was 20. Oh God, where is it? Sorry,
2014.
2019. Yeah.
It got 100 episodes. They actually got syndication.
No, it's not a bad show, but it's not. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Imagine being a fan of the Ninja Turtles. We're like, I have this, and then they keep making stuff, and it's all very different from the other stuff, and you're like, how do I justify being a fan of all of this? But like, you're not. You're just a fan of the original thing, and that's fine.
Right.
You don't need to follow every single piece of media they create off this.
Yeah.
So Gotham's not that good. There's some fun parts of it, but overall kind of sucks. Batwoman show is fucking terrible.
Yeah, that's garbage.
We both love Batman, but there's more garbage than there is great.
Yeah.
It's true.
We got the animated series, which is amazing.
Oh,
that still stands the test of time.
It's true.
Still good. And rest in peace. Harley Quinn just died.
Yeah, I saw that. 68,
66. Yeah, pretty sad. Pretty
Once
sad.
than I expected.
Yeah, Kevin Conroy's dead, and she's dead. And
can I mention that not only is she Harley Quinn, I don't think most people realize this. She was the original Harley Quinn.
Right.
Harley Quinn didn't exist before she did it.
No.
The animated series in '92 was the genesis of Harley Quinn as a character. So we definitely have a lot more to her.
Oh, Paul Dini created her for the cartoon.
Yeah.
For the Joker, and the rest is history. Because
I think people just assume she was a part of the comic, but she was never in the comic.
No, it was the animated series. That's where she came from.
She's the greatest thing in the animated series. And that's what that show was so great.
Yeah.
It was only around 4 or 5 years, right?
Well, because it's cartoon, they're on for I think each season's like 30 something episodes.
It's a lot. But it was all great.
Yeah, it was all. Yeah,
they had episodes that changed TV, like that one episode where they all sat around a table, the mob guys.
Oh yeah, almost
stories.
got them. Yeah, that's awesome.
That was fantastic.
Animated series is like one of the greatest. Like I grew up with that show, and that's what informs you on how storytelling's done.
Yeah.
And I mean, what a great fucking
the best Batman voice
way to grow up. Oh, Kevin Conroy, amazing, and Mark Hamill's the Joker. But did you ever hear the Tim Curry's Joker? The original, because Tim Curry was the original Joker, and they said it was too fucking scary, so we had to take it back. It was dark. It was very different.
Tim Curry didn't hold any punches.
No.
Yeah, I can see that.
It's like
too scary.
Him as Darkness in Legend when he goes,
yeah,
sit or stand. I don't care.
I want to add that to the list because I have not seen that in 25 years. I want to say.
The Legend.
Yeah.
It's fine.
You know how I said there's like movies I loved as a kid, but now I want to rewatch them and see if they hold up. That's one of them.
Oh yeah, no.
Used to love that, because of Tim Curry.
Oh yeah. It's one of the greatest makeup jobs in cinema history.
I remember like 4 things about that movie.
Yeah.
2 of them are Tim Curry and Tom Cruise.
Yeah.
And then you got the director. I think that's all I remember.
Wiggly
Scott, and that's it. Like I don't remember anything else.
Yeah, that's funny.
Nothing. But we should watch that for one of our. Maybe I'll choose.
Oh yeah, we'll dust that one off.
Yeah, I'll put that on the list.
So that was your number 5, was Dark Knight Rises.
Yeah, we need to hurry up here, don't we? That was my number 5. What's your number 4?
Insomnia, which we already talked about.
Okay, my number 4 is Inception. Finally.
Wow, Inception was my number 7.
Yeah, you had a lot lower than I did.
Yeah, I enjoy it. Like I said, good movie, but compared to the other ones, I feel like it's not as good. I feel like Inception is just below Batman Begins. Not saying that I don't like it. I do like it. I've saw Inception like 3 times, 4 times in the theater, I think.
Twice.
And I have listened to the soundtrack for days. Like,
hold on. I have an audio clip here of dialogue from
yes.
Oh. So, all right. So Mal's here. Sorry. So we're gonna go into the dream within the dream. I'm sorry. I cannot focus over this. No, it is true. The noise.
I bought the airline.
I asked a question during our last movie that we're talking about, and I'm going to answer it right now. Inception is where the Christopher Nolan hatred started.
Yes.
Because of the trailer and the noises and the fact that his sound effect from the trailer and the movie got thrown into every trailer, and that's somehow his fault.
Right, yeah.
It worked perfectly for that because that's a French song that is slowed down to like a 100th of the speed.
Right.
Which makes sense for the final layer of the dream. And that's his fault for being creative and thinking of that and slowing down the audio. And that's where I'm like, why? I understand if you don't think he's a genius. I get that. But saying he's a fucking hack because you think his movies are too visible to everyone, it's like a fucking punk attitude that I hate. I hate that in the punk scene. Like, let them fucking be. They're fine. They're good. Like, let them just do their thing. Like, just because they're making money doesn't mean they're sellouts. It means they want to feed their kids and shit. Like,
well, yeah, right, exactly.
But Inception was a movie that I saw in the theater, and I went, I fucking love that. That was great.
Yeah.
And then I saw it again in the theater, and I was like, that was just as good. And I got nothing out of it the second time more than it did the first time.
Yeah.
Then I started watching it at home where I got to kind of focus on things. And you can kind of freeze frame and you get to watch the subtitles, which is great at home. And that's when I really began to fall in love with this movie. And I think it's way better than people give it credit for. I think people overthink it and like, it's not complicated. It really isn't. I don't know what people don't understand about it.
Well, it's his most James Bond-esque movie too.
Definitely. It's definitely this and Tenet are a perfect 1-2 punch.
Yes, I would agree. They should be in the same box set.
They should.
Yeah.
I almost wish they would have cast the same people because it is very, very similar to what you were mentioning before when I was going to get out of the room. This and Tenet James Bond scripts.
Yeah.
They're fashioned in this weird dream world, which quite literally an Inception, but even Tenet dream world, which is this, it's a conceptual reality, which is a place that doesn't exist, but it does in this movie. And I love this movie more than Tenet because this one has characters I actually care about. You mentioned earlier that Christopher Nolan gets beaten apart or taken down for not having relatable characters with emotions. I completely disagree with that.
Right.
I think you can have a character that has the core. They are a little boring. Don't get me wrong. They are. But they have that emotional core, which is him losing his wife. And you see all of that and you feel it. And I think this is the one movie where I don't agree at all with lack of emotion because it is fucking brutal when she jumps out that window.
Oh, yeah.
It's so much so that you understand why she did it. and why she believed that she needed to do it, and why he's upset about it. That says a lot, if you ask me.
But the only plot hole in that movie, well, there might be a few, but the biggest one though is how do you not have DiCaprio come back to America? He's forced to not go back to America. He's on the no-fly zone because he murdered his wife, they say, even though she committed suicide. It's pretty obvious she committed suicide because he was in the other room across the way. So even if you're like a
jump pattern would tell you. Yeah, I agree.
And like, that's the only problem I have with that movie was like, well, he wouldn't be wanted for murder. It'd be obviously a suicide. And like the whole thing was, but she planted the idea in her head. No, but no one would know that. Like,
I completely agree. No, but he says it has a line where he goes, she sent letters to a psychiatrist deeming she was sane. And it's like, yes, but the trajectory of her jump is completely across the street.
Yeah.
You can't jump that far from while you're sitting on the balcony. No, I completely agree with what you're saying. It is ludicrous, and every single time I watch that, I think about that. But he wanted the emotion. He does.
Yeah.
For being judged for not being emotional, he went, I'm going to go with emotion over reason here. I want that shot of him watching her fall out. Because really what it should have been is he walks in that hotel room that she staged to look like the fight happened. And then she jumps out that window, but he's inside. It's not a cinematic.
Right.
That's the reality of what should have happened. But he kind of compromised, and I don't think he should have in that specific scene.
No.
Again, we are nitpicking.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Yeah, you're going to find something wrong with every movie, but it's a nitpick.
Yes.
Like overall, the movie is really good and very well done, and it's. I'm kind of surprised it wasn't higher on my list, but I just felt like compared to the top 3 that I have, they just don't compare. These are the high end. This is the masterpiece.
We're in the fucking platinum level right now.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Yeah, but Inception is in the platinum level for me. It really is. And like I said, it gets downgraded so much when you listen to fanboys and movie theory guys and just review people and.
Well, like I said, it's
fucking great. It's a great movie.
A lot of people who watch, a lot of people who watch these first reaction videos, they love Dark Knight Rises.
Yeah,
they go, that movie was great. That was a great movie. Or Inception, that was a great movie. They don't make movies like this. This is fucking great. I love this movie, and it's just I think it's the jaded guys who are mad at movies right now are going to pitch and moan about guys who are more talented and more popular just because it's populism. They hate populists. They don't want to be like that's not cool. That's cool not to be cool,
But that's exactly what I was asking you during our last segment, which is why and when. Now, I nailed the when because it was Inception. Did Christopher Nolan movies become fuck you? You're such a fucking hack. Like, shut up. Just make a movie. Stop with your annoying bullshit. Like, that's literally how you would read these comments and videos of people watching his movies. And it's like, it was a very, very specific movie with his thoughts and a dream sequence within a dream sequence. Like, that is crazy that he made that into a Hollywood blockbuster.
And I'll tell you that,
honestly, you should feel fucking lucky that you got to see this movie.
Oh, absolutely. And he sets it all up. The payoff and stuff are all there.
Yes.
You say the further you go down, the longer it is in the dream world. If you're under for 8 hours, it could be 800 years or whatever. And it's
a lifetime. And that's the part where I was like, outside of my number 1, this is my number 2 emotional core movie. Because I feel like this one, like when I'll admit, every single time I watch this movie, I tear up at some point. Because when he's talking to Maul, like his memory of Maul.
Yeah.
And she's like, you said we lived together forever. And he's like, we did, or grow old together. And he goes, we did. And it cuts to them as old hands holding each other over the train track. And you see that for the first time. Fucking every time I cry.
They were there for like 50 years.
He's like trying.
They had a whole life together in this dream world. And it's like he's lived 2 lifetimes. And that's why he's kind of jaded and just like but he wants to see his kids because his kids are real and they're still young, and he has
Jade and Pippa.
Yeah, yes. They don't read. They're not children.
What about Pippa? No, but she. You're right. He's jaded at this point. He's already lived, and when you realize that for the first time, because every time you see it, it's what's her name? Sorry,
Elliot.
French
Ellen
actress.
Page, Elliot Page.
No, the French actress, Mole.
Oh, Marianne Cotillard.
Yeah, it's Marianne Cotillard, and she's sitting there, and she's on the train track, and that's her. And then suddenly, it shows you reality, which is two old people. Two random old actors laying there. And you realize they did grow old together in this in the subconscious because it's unlimited time.
So crazy.
So he literally lived lifetimes there.
Yeah.
With her. And he's like, I already did this.
Yeah.
He's arguing with himself. And I think that's I mean, I get it on surface level, you're not going to get emotion, but really when you think about that is insanely emotional. Are you kidding me? That's crazy.
Oh, big time. Oh yeah, no, that's the thing. But the one thing that is a distraction, and it just kind of kills the movie for me, Ellen Page. I think she's the weak link in the chain of Inception.
She is. She's the audience surrogate. That's it.
Right, and it's just like okay,
can't disagree.
It's like she could have gotten anybody else. Who was a B grade kid actor turned an actress at that point? Emma Watson? Think Emma Watson could have been that part better?
I'll be honest with you. It is such an underwritten part. Doesn't fucking matter.
No.
It is an obvious hole in the movie.
Yeah.
Her character, it doesn't matter who you put in there. There's nothing written for them.
Yeah.
Because imagine if they put a fucking, who Kathy Bates is in that role. My favorite actress. And I'll be sitting there watching. I'm like, I love Kathy Bates.
Oh yeah.
Who's Kathy Bates in this movie? I have no fucking idea. Oh, she can draw a few things.
Yeah.
That's it.
Draw me an exit in this maze. Okay, you feel you did a great good job.
Start over. I do love that scene. Was a dick. We should move on, right? Inception's great. It's not confusing at all. I still hear people talking about how confusing it is, and I'm like, I don't get confused at all during this movie.
Yeah, I did.
Not once was I confused the first time I watched it.
No.
Christopher Nolan is a smart writer, and he explains things to you as they happen. And I was like, yeah, okay, we're in a third dream. His mind, people.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's your number 3?
Number 3, and this is Memento. Number 3.
All right, so that's the end of our show.
I understand this is where I love Memento.
This is where
there's 2 other movies that I like more for other reasons.
I know what your other 2 are.
Clearly. It's pretty obvious.
The question is, what order are they in? And I hope you have them in the right order.
Right.
Okay, so Memento, we'll get to that. My number 3 is The Dark Knight.
Okay. Interesting. Yeah.
It's, and again, you could see the way I just saw your top 3. It's completely interchangeable.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
If you told me The Dark Knight is the best movie ever made, I'd be like, okay.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
I agree.
I mean,
yes.
Can't argue with that. But like, I have 2 of the same director. It's the Exorcist thing that we talked about for our Exorcist review, where it's like Exorcist is the best horror movie ever made. I'm like, it's not even the best Exorcist movie.
Right.
Exactly. I can see if you put these 2 at the top 5 of your horror movie list. I get it.
Yeah.
Okay, so The Dark Knight is my number 3. Let's talk about The Dark Knight, which we already did during our Dark Knight Rises talk, but
pretty much.
Yeah. It's a great movie. What else do you have to say about it? Honestly, it's been talked to death.
It has been. It's been still,
It's perfect. It's a perfect movie.
It is a perfect movie. Yeah, it is. I love it.
It's equal parts one of our favorite movies, Michael Mann's Heat.
Yeah.
It's Heat mixed with like, how do you mix Heat with Batman with like why am I blanking on the French Connection? Like during those chase sequences through Chicago.
Oh, sure, yeah.
Like, how do you mix all that together and have it work perfectly?
When that fucking semi flips over, that's
one
of the greatest action scene. And it's so simple. It's like 2 shots. There's no cuts. It's just so simple. It's a tighter shot. It's a wide shot, tight shot, and then it flips over. It's great.
And it's real. He shot that for real.
It's all real.
Motherfucker flipped a semi.
Flipped it for real. Crazy. And that's why Dark Knight's my number 1. Pretty much.
Yeah, I figured as much. And then, do we need to say anything else about Dark Knight? Like, I feel like we're just repeating.
No, not really. Everybody loves the Dark Knight. So number 2, you're number 2 or you're number 3?
What's your number 2 then?
My number 2 is The Prestige.
All right, we agree on the number 2.
Wow. Okay, I love The Prestige, which is why Memento is number 3. It almost is equal. It's almost equal because if I'm on a plane or if I'm anywhere, The Prestige is on, I watch it no matter what.
Yeah,
I've seen The Prestige like probably 20 times.
Having a child, if we put on a video, if he's like having the greatest time, he'll sit there. This is gonna be a visual gag for the podcast listeners, so check out the video. But he'll be doing like the craziest shit, and we'll put on a video with audio. It's like the wheels on the bus, but he'll be like, "Wheels on the bus go around,"
yeah,
and he just stares at the screen like, "This is my jam." That's The Prestige.
Yeah,
I completely agree.
It's a great, and it's all done. What's funny is like you watch Batman Begins, where it was pretty much a studio movie. Prestige is a studio movie. After this, Nolan never goes back to the studio. It's all location. Like after this point, he doesn't want to be in. Dark Knight Rises comes after, or Dark Knight Rises, Inception. They're all outside. They're not in sets really.
Oh, you just reminded me of something about Dark Knight Rises, which is part of the reason I like it more than you. If I could real quick, 30 Days of Night. When Bane takes over, does it not give you 30 Days of Night vibes?
Oh yeah, kind of, yeah.
Part of the reason I love that movie so much when I saw it. That's just gonna put that out there. They're very similar because you can't leave your house because Bane will get you. Like I love that stuff.
Bane's chasing.
Yes, it really is.
God, no God, no God.
Doing that speech.
Yeah.
No God.
Nah. He's gonna kill my boy. What he said about the letter that Gordon wrote.
Yeah. When he's making a sarcastic voice.
From the Gordon explaining everything. Harvey Dent was the killer.
He tried to kill my boy. Well, half of the Pittsburgh Steelers watch on.
Yes, they kill all of them except for Hines Ward.
Hines Ward and Ben live. The rest of the fucking team is done.
Russellsburger. I can live to rape again. No, that's unsubstantiated.
Rapelessburger survives.
Allegedly.
Yeah.
But
athletes are the one people I give a bit of a pass, pardon the pun.
Right. Yeah.
For rape allegations because people do try to take them down with their name.
Oh, absolutely.
Get famous. It is true. Yeah. It happens all the time.
Well, remember when Kobe was on that trial for that rape case, and he was playing basketball during the trial. Like he would go do a deposition, and he would go play, win the fucking championship game that year. I mean, it's just insane. Just crazy. But that's what, like The Prestige.
Yeah, The Prestige.
Fallon!
You got
Ziggy
Stardust playing Tesla.
Yes. Oh, that's the other thing they gotta get into. David Bowie is in this movie as Tesla.
He's fantastic.
Perfect.
He's fantastic.
And Andy Serkis is in it too.
Andy Serkis is in it too, working for Tesla.
I've already built the machine.
Yeah. He's His job is to follow Wolverine around. Apparently,
yes.
No, it's a movie that I've seen 2,000 times.
Yeah,
and can see something new every single time I watch it.
I love it.
I'm like, oh, he knows. Like, you come up with new theories in your head, or you come up with like, oh, that's what that is. That's what they're referring to, and it has like the dilemmas of like, is it better to like? How do I explain this? He clones himself, but lets himself drown every single night of his life.
And you
how do you come to grips with that?
And you don't know if you're going to be in the box or you're not going to be in the box.
If you're the man that comes out, or you're the man in the box.
Because in the movie, it's proven that you're not.
You're
the
man
one
in
that goes in the box.
You're the man
he
in the
shoots
box.
himself. No, I'm not that. No, I'm the.
Yeah.
So he shoots him the first time. So he died that first experiment. Basically Hugh Jackman's dead.
He died every single night of the movie.
In the middle of the movie, Hugh Jackman's dead. He's already
dead.
This is a clone for the next 2 hours as a clone. Like,
but there's a great diversion in the movie, which is Algiers lies about going to Tesla. He just completely lies about it. Going to America, he creates this fake journal. I went to America, to Colorado, and met Tesla, and I did these experiments, and he completely makes it up. And then Hugh Jackman's character, he's actually Angier. Sorry, Alfred Borden is
right because he writes the same journal, and he went to Tesla and got a machine built by Tesla.
Yes,
and Tesla's the one that says, "I already built it."
Hugh Jackman goes there, and he's like, he's not helping me at all. And he finally comes back, and he creates a machine, and it's like completely different from reality.
Yeah,
it's like these two different magicians competing, one with false information, the other one benefiting from that false information because he actually gets a machine from the guy.
Yeah.
But it's like none of it mattered because Hugh Jackman's stuff.
He's obsessed.
He's obsessed, but none of it mattered because Christian Bale wasn't using anything. He just has a twin, and that's kind of the whole point of the movie for me. Is like I was lying to you, dude. I have no fucking idea what you're doing over there. Like, what the fuck are you doing with a machine? I'm just fucking with you. I just have a twin at the end.
It's like with the fucking with the transported man. He just couldn't get around it. It's the same man. I'm telling you. It's he's using a double.
Yeah.
I'll find you a double.
Same man goes into the box, comes out the other one.
It's the same man. The Prestige is the same man. That's not right, and it's impossible.
And I will say this: 100% watch this movie. Stop right now, watch the movie. But to give spoilers, there is 4. How many you want to say twists there are at the end here?
Oh,
before they get to the final twist.
Oh yeah,
it's like there's the twist of Angier goes the Christian Bale character, his character goes. Where it's like, I wrote this to you now while you're sitting in prison. He's like, okay. Because part of it is Christian Bale's waiting trials to get hanged.
Yeah.
And he's like, because they're competing, and Hugh Jackman's character has like his real wife died drowning. His secretary or his assistant, Scarlett Johansson, she goes back and forth between them, working for both. But he doesn't ever know what's real, and he's like writing this fake journal. They're both writing fake journals.
Yeah.
And he's like, that's twist number 1, which is the fake journal. Hugh Jackman's like, I write this now as you sit there in jail, blah, blah, blah. They both do that to each other. That's 2 twists. And then you get the twist of Christian Bale does the abracadabra before he gets hung and turns up at the other place with his daughter and Michael Caine. You get the twist where he shows up with Hugh Jackman, and he's like, how did you? And he shoots him, and he's like, how did you? A twin. Like, he figures it out.
Twin.
Right away.
It was a look on their faces.
Yes. I believe it is possible. No, it's a movie where it's like, it sucks to be a woman because Rebecca Hall kills herself.
Yeah, fucking Billy Piper Barabo drowns to death.
Yeah, she dies.
Scarlett Johansson gets out clean just by running away from all of them.
Yeah, and it's like it's sad as shit because Christian Bale goes. He has his side character. What's his other name?
I
What's an F? Oh God, what is it? Blanking on it. But he goes. He's like, we both love one of them.
Yeah.
I love Sarah.
Yeah.
He loved Olivia. So the dead girl is the one he loved, the survivor. So it's even sadder.
When that one part where
you know what? This is gonna be my number 2 emotional Christopher Nolan movie.
And Prestige?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of emotion in this one.
Why are people judging him for not having emotion? Fuck you.
Well, and then they always say, he underwrites women characters. And like,
he does, especially this movie.
But that's they're the catalyst. Scarlett Johansson's just there. She doesn't really offer anything. She doesn't really do anything in the movie. She's just kind of there. But the catalyst is the dead wife,
Rebecca Hall.
Rebecca Hall. Well, Parabo is the main one because she dies first, and that's what causes.
That's Hugh Jackman's wife.
Magicians, yeah.
What
knot did you tie, Bolden?
She's the only one that's worth crying over.
How can you not remember?
Yeah. And I love that scene because they play it like 2 or 3 times, and it's true because he wasn't the Borden that was there when the knot was tied.
Yeah.
And that's when you realize when you watch it again, you're like, oh, he literally didn't know because he didn't tie it. There's 2 brothers, and one of them is his sidekick. And I love the fact that he's always there. But this movie would be substantially worse if you just never heard of the second twin, of the other twin. But the fact that you see him throughout the movie and he's like helping the daughter, he has these emotional moments without speaking a word with his family. Right. And he's clearly the guy who cares about the wife and daughter, Rebecca Hall and the daughter. He's like giving them the ball and he's like talking to Rebecca Hall. Like he's the one who cares. If that didn't have
she has that line. Well, she has that line in the movie where she goes, well, it's real. You said you loved me and you mean it today. Because that's the one that loved her. And the other time when he says, I don't mean to say, oh, no, I don't love you. I don't love you.
Someday
Sarah, secrets of my life.
Yeah. Okay. And that's why I think the emotional element of the movie is stabled because some days you don't mean it. And it's nice to know when you do. That's the saddest fucking line in retrospect when you watch the movie again. Because she literally lived with 2 men and one of them loved her. One of them didn't give a shit.
Yeah.
And that's fucked up.
Yep.
And the survivor loved her the most, but she's dead now.
Yeah, and it's I want your punani.
Yeah.
Give it to me, girl. Give me your punani. Don't hang yourself with the bird cage.
Are you asking me to play a Steven Seagal song?
Yes.
Okay. What do you want to hear?
Oh God, what was still on the list that we haven't heard?
Don't You Cry, Girl It's All Right, Jory, Jealousy, Music, My God, Route 23, The Light, War.
Route 23's got to be like a country music version.
All right, Steven Seagal.
I'm driving down Route 23. All eyes are on me.
Oh, so loud.
Oh, that's horrible. Yeah, it's blue. Yeah.
Oh, we're gonna hear some Roger Waters.
Bluesy.
Hold on.
Steven Seagal.
My, from the shoebox. My daddy came from far away. Are we going to hear some accents right now?
Oh, God.
We should play some money on this. Cancer from the steel. Still my daddy love me, don't you know? I'm just a little black boy. It's the Jerk.
Yeah, exactly. Wait a minute. Black boy, what?
I'm gonna
say a poor black child.
I'm gonna say no accent, but definitely soulful. What do you want to bet? Based on these lyrics.
Oh, it's absolutely. It sounds like it's gonna be his country western song.
Look at this.
Yeah.
All right.
Alabama, Mississippi, Louisiana.
Are you gonna say accent or no accent?
Oh God, see that's what's hard. It's gonna be his country song. So he's gonna have twang in his voice.
It's twang? Okay. I'm going no accent.
Okay.
Don't let me down, Steven.
How long's this fucking intro?
This sounds like a Roger Waters song, only bad.
My, found in the shoebox. My daddy people came from far away.
Same voice.
Hold on.
Left on the porch.
My daddy people. What a fucking alien way to say that.
My daddy people put me away.
I don't hear an accent though.
No, he's not doing an accent. He's just boring singing now.
The rich folks. My daddy had to work to pay.
To pay, get it?
Alabama, Mississippi, Louisiana, Kentucky, Texarkana.
You're from Michigan, motherfucker.
I'm gonna name lots of cities.
It's like Red Hot Chili Pepper lyrics.
Yeah.
They can see. Chasing that long tall tale about the good life.
Oh, he says black love here in a second. I want to hear how he says this. Look at the lyrics. Right here.
Black love is what you give me.
Black love, I'll take it if you don't give it to me. Oh, God.
That's right.
Up through 23. Black love got from the coal mines.
Is a black lung reference?
Cancer from
I
the
think
sea.
so. Lung cancer? Look at how long this fucking song is.
Oh, Dick, you talked over it, but listen to this.
You know,
He sings. Ready?
just to feed us kids and me. Back in the day.
Oh, shit, I skipped over it. Hold on.
From the street.
Here we go. Ready?
Stone my daddy's life away, don't you know?
Oh.
Just to feed us kids and me.
I will say this: if you're into bland music, it's not really not that bad. Like it's the blanding. It's perfectly ignorable.
Oh Jesus!
If I didn't know it was Steven Seagal, I wouldn't be making fun of it. This song, at least.
Oh, it's just like
It's bad. It's just
so
bad.
It's just
Like it's no Mr. Steven Seagal. Come to the island, man. Punani. You know what I mean? There's a difference.
man.
This song is the best of the worst. I can't listen anymore though.
Oh no, yeah, another day for that because that God, it is his voice is the best. Oh my God!
Fire alarm going off. All right, what is your number one? It's Dark Knight, right?
Dark Knight's number one.
Okay, my number one, Memento.
Well, yeah, like I said, they could almost interchange. The
Yeah.
Prestige, Memento, Dark Knight. They're all equally good. It's just I'd say because I saw Dark Knight more in the theaters, that was a big impact on me watching that movie. And then I would say also Memento is equally big and Prestige was equally bad. Three movies are just incredible.
Those three movies.
Yeah.
As much as I love Dark Knight Rises, I can't say it's better than Dark Knight. The way I phrase it is, if I'm given a choice to be entertained, I'm gonna watch Dark Knight Rises. If I'm in the movie to watch a great fucking movie, I'm watching Dark Knight.
Yeah.
It's a categorical difference.
Yeah.
But the Memento, I didn't get to watch it originally in the theater, but about 10 years ago, I want to say, it was in the theater here locally for one day. And I drove across the fucking city to watch it. It was way like in Scottsdale. Scottsdale's like 40 minutes away during the day. And I'm doing it. I can't miss this, man. Like I have to watch. It's literally my second favorite movie of all time.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Shawshank, Memento. That's it.
Yeah.
Those are my top two.
Oh yeah, you have to definitely see that in the theater.
And that's why I have part of a problem with the Nolan hate for not having emotional characters. Is the reason I love Memento is because of the emotional element.
Oh, absolutely.
The man is trying desperately to avenge his wife's death and has no idea how to do it, and his own brain is working against him.
Absolutely. You're John G.
Yeah, you can be my John G.
I thought you remember Lenny, and you didn't.
Yeah.
With that reveal at the
We
end.
found another.
Yeah.
Like, He sounds like
we're gonna make some money out of it.
Speaking of Harley Quinn from the Batman series, animated series, he sounds like her in that scene.
Oh man, yeah.
But I will say, if you haven't seen it, it's fucking perfect. It is my second favorite movie of all time. Like that's the highest praise I can give it. It's one of those movies like someone watched the. I have a friend in high school who recommended all these movies to me, and let me just say these three movies because this is the three he recommended, and let me know if I should keep talking to him. He recommended The Shawshank Redemption, Memento, Usual Suspects.
Wow, yeah.
And I'm like, two of those fucking three movies are my top two. The other one's like 11 or 12, like something like just outside of top 10.
Right.
But I watched all three of those movies on the same day.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, this is the greatest fucking day of my life. And because I went to the video store after he recommended them, I'm like, got him. And just had like the greatest fucking day watching VHSs of these movies.
Yeah.
It was VHS in 2000 still.
Well, yeah. Well, yes. There's actual pre cell phone. It's all the flip phones in this movie, and it takes pictures with the Polaroid camera. Now it's be on the cell phone with the Android or even
I just saw that they're doing a remake of Memento.
Oh, they can't do that. That's no.
I'll show you here. I didn't know that till just before we started recording, but look at this. So this is Nolan, his writing credits, upcoming. It's not him directing it, thank God. But look at this. Memento, based on a screenplay by. And it's like, I give it a 10, right? It's got an 8.4. The movie's already perfect. Why do you feel the fucking need to remake it? What are they possibly going to add to this story that makes it better?
The backstory to the Carrie-Anne Moss character.
A character who's just there to be a piece of shit.
Oh yeah, she's great.
Momentarily sympathetic. That's her character.
Why? Because you retard. You retard. Was your wife a whore? Because your wife a whore, you're gonna remember it anyway.
Probably sick in the head. You have so many venereal diseases from your whore wife.
Yeah,
that's what she says.
Whore wife.
He goes
retard
and throws her.
Fucking Dodd. Dodd did this.
Exactly.
I'm running.
No,
why am I running? Oh.
There's a scene in the movie where he goes, okay, so the main plot of Memento, if you're really, really obnoxious and just do not want to watch the movie for some reason, he has short-term memory loss. He cannot remember things more than like 2 minutes. And that's 2 minutes of like really focusing. But if something else comes up, he has like a goldfish memory. But there's a point where he breaks into a hotel room. First of all, he kicks in the wrong door and knocks out of some stranger. And he realizes the 6 flipped over into a 9. He goes, oh, sorry. Goes over to 9, kicks in the door, grabs a wine bottle as a weapon because he thinks Dodd is there. He sits there and waits. And he's like, I got the drop on him. Funny, I don't feel drunk. That's that exact line.
Yeah.
He's like,
I don't feel
what's going on? And then suddenly he's like, taking off he takes a shower because he thinks it's his hotel room.
Yeah, exactly.
And then the guy breaks in and he's like beats the shit out of him and puts some duct tape over his mouth and he's like, who the fuck are you? He's like, you're in my hotel room. Who the fuck are you? It's great. It's a comedic bit without being comedic.
Oh, and the clerk in the hotel room.
Oh,
he keeps charging him for different rooms.
Yeah,
Mark Boone, our favorite character actor, Mark Boone Jr.
Mark Boone Jr.
Yeah, he's in this. He's in a couple of Nolan movies for a time, and he just never comes back.
I think he's just
he's done.
And that's why I partially relate Nolan movies to 30 Days a Night because he's in 2 Nolan movies. I think he's just in the 2. This and Dark Knight, the Batman Begins.
Yeah, well,
and then he's in 30 Days a Night, like right around the same time.
Yeah,
and I was like, God, I love this guy. But I do want to should I play the scene where he does the wine bottle thing? Because it is like the greatest comedic bit ever. When the hell is it? Shit, I'm a John fucking G.
Yeah, it's the
After this. The movie runs backward, if you're not familiar with that. So where the color version ends, it goes to black and white, and that moves forward. But the black and white version, when it cuts, the black and white moves forward, but the black and white color, goddamn, that scene will end where the previous segment began.
Right.
Is the best way I can describe it. And that little thing, Nolan, we saw during the Honest movie trailer thing, that makes sense to me when I watched that. Because he's going, here's the loop. We have to draw segments between here and here and here and here and here and here and here.
Mm-hmm.
That way his emotional connection is the same in both. That way it ties together. And I'm like, that's the simplest way you can describe it. I get that completely.
But
oh, it's right here. That's before this. Hold on one second. I'm pulling this up. God damn. So it's got to be after this then, right? Yeah. I do love the fact that Mark Boone Jr. admits straight to his face, hey, you wouldn't notice, so I charge you 2 rooms, double billed you. You're not going to remember.
Isn't he gets shot? You cried when he died on Sons of Anarchy?
Oh, I did. Bobby?
Bobby, yeah.
He gets killed so brutally.
I never finished that show. Couldn't do it. I was like, I got through the second season. Like, I don't think I'll come back on this show.
Oh, so it's moving backwards. So it's right here. There's a great scene where Leonard is running. Oh, he covers himself in tattoos. So he trusts his own handwriting, which is an aspect of the movie I fucking love. If it's not in his handwriting, he doesn't trust it. So he'll write in like the back of Polaroids. There's a point where Joey Pants is like, make sure you write down that I'm trustworthy. And he's like, yeah. Writes it in a different handwriting so he knows not to trust that. I love that stuff. The attention to details is part of the aspect of the movie I love the most. But anyway, he's chasing a guy. He's chasing Dodd. He has no idea why he's getting shot at. And he's like, and he stops. And he's like, all right, so there he is. I'll chase it. He's like, whoa, nope. He's chasing me.
He's chasing me. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And he runs
away. Chasing this guy. Oh, it's chasing me.
Love it.
Oh, yeah. It's Guy Pearce. Guy Pearce, who's made a big career now, just showing up in random movies and being the best part of them, usually.
Yeah, he's the best part of a greatly casted movie. Decent movie, though. Lawless. Did you see that, Dick?
Lawless? Oh, I love Lawless. Yeah.
No, great, good movie.
And
the movie itself is like, it was good. The cast is fucking incredible in that movie.
Yeah, it's got half of Nolan's cast from other movies in there.
But Guy Pearce is like, he wears gloves because he has like a sensitivity to dirt.
He's
such a weird.
Yeah.
And you have
call me a fucking Nance.
Tom Hardy is like he's in his Bane performance, so he's got these but he tries to hide it with a sweater and it doesn't work at all.
No.
I love that movie. Only because I can tell what was happening during the movie when I'm watching it. I saw it in the theater and I'm like, this is an in-between movie for everyone. It's so bizarre. All right, but here's the scene I was talking about. Room 6. Not his handwriting. By the way, since this movie came out, I've been obsessed with getting a mid-2000s Jaguar. Exact car.
Yeah.
This is all shot in Burbank, by the way. You recognize this hotel? All right, so the note says room 9.
That's not the Sapphire Inn. Oh, the Safari Inn. I'm sorry, Safari Inn. Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry.
Ah. Classic.
I mean, he does the same thing and breaks into the right apartment after this, only there's nobody there.
Yeah.
He goes in, sneaks into the hotel room, and then sits with the wine bottle. I'll show that here. It's right here. I have that ready. We can share this without getting banned. This is real quick. He breaks in, finds a wine bottle, and is like, all right, I'm going to wait for this guy. The music's like, dun, 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 dun. And he's like, all right, I'm going to wait. And that's when you get the punchline. It says, need a weapon.
Yes, I'll do.
It's like a video game. Only a video game if it deleted your save memory after 5 seconds.
Yeah. I don't feel.
Oh, he keeps readjusting. He keeps like adjusting a bra strap because he has a Polaroid camera around his left arm. And that's how long it takes.
Yeah. I don't feel
drunk.
I will say this. Perfect movie.
Oh yeah. It's a 10. Like it's one of the few perfect movies. There's some that come close, there are 9s, but this is probably the one that you can say is a 10 for sure. Absolutely. Absolutely Memento's a 10.
Well, I'll say this. If you don't give it a 10, what's your reason for not giving it a 10? I'm honestly curious. I'm not like calling you out. I'm just saying, like,
right.
What's your reasoning for not? It's perfectly written script. Him and Jonathan fucking nailed it. We didn't even talk about his brother on these two episodes, but his brother Westworld, fucking incredible writer. Wrote a lot of Christopher Nolan stuff.
Jonathan Nolan.
Jonathan Nolan is a great writer.
Oh yeah, he's good. He's really good.
Meticulous. They both are meticulous, which is the best word I can describe them with. They're both idea guys with being crazy ideas, but meticulous with their note keeping and how they're going to execute those crazy ideas.
Right.
It definitely pays off.
Oh yeah.
Because think of Tenet. That really, it's like Memento happening twice at once.
Right.
It really is. That's how I picture Tenet. It's just the movie itself is kind of lackluster, if you ask me. But
yeah,
it's two Mementos happening at once, where you're like trying to keep track of this is happening, but this is happening, and then you get the other way. You know what I mean? It's like double the work, and they fucking make it look effortless. And it's
oh yeah, it's nuts. Yeah,
it's nuts.
Yeah, it's and it's based on a short story that Jonathan Nolan wrote for a magazine.
Yeah,
and Christopher Nolan wrote the script around it. So basically, I think the difference is, oh god, I can't remember now off the top of my head, but because it's not a very long story. That's the thing. He turned to this big movie, so it goes a little bit deeper than the story does.
Sorry, for which movie?
Memento.
Okay.
Because it's based on a short story by Jonathan Nolan.
The only thing he did different from the short story was he added in the flashbacks. He added in the changes. Yeah.
Right. Okay.
The short story is pretty straightforward.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah. And that's what this is exactly why I bunch in the same directors, same four directors every single time. Because this is Christopher Nolan, and then the same thing with so I mentioned Nolan, Tarantino, Kevin Smith, and then Aronofsky. They all have very similar starts and then took very different paths from there.
Yeah,
it's just the short, the very independent movie. The only difference was Tarantino's was in color. That's the only real difference.
Yeah, really. Yeah.
Reservoir Dogs was in color. That's about it. But they all took very different paths from there, and all four of them can be really great with what they're given and what they come up with, but Kevin Smith, unfortunately, is the one who falls flat. I hate to say it every time.
Oh, yes. Absolutely. He is the bottom end of the totem pole.
He had a chance to...
But the total...
Yeah. Every time he
He's
tried
on
to
the
branch
bottom of
out,
the
he
pole,
just failed.
And there's a fire, a tiki fire, and it's burning that bottom of the totem pole. So you don't even recognize him anymore.
But honestly, like, I mean, let me know if you disagree with me. Those are the 4 directors who are like tied together in my mind because of their similar beginnings. In the 70s, it would have been like, Lucas and Scorsese, like all those guys. But now, in the 90s, late 90s, early 2000s, it was those guys.
exactly.
Those 4 guys were very tied together in my brain.
No.
And I hit my elbow. Holy fucking shit, that hurt.
Funny bone.
No, it's not funny. It's a Kevin Smith movie. Don't laugh.
Just get really angry at it.
I feel like we've been making fun of Kevin Smith for 2 weeks straight for no reason. Love the guy.
No, he said he's a great storyteller and a great a comedian, but his movies are lackluster at best. His new ones are not very good at all.
He knows that.
But he's got a fan base and they support him enough, so good for him.
Yeah, he's doing his own thing, and kudos to him. I hope he keeps doing it. I will never watch Clerks 3 or Jay and Silent Bob 2.
No.
But kudos to you if that's what you want to do, Kevin. He seems like such a fucking cool dude that I wish he could keep doing what he wants to forever. I have no ill will, but like the other 3 directors I mentioned are crushing it. Unfortunately, one of them is a New York cabbie married to Jennifer Lawrence, who I don't like, if I'm being honest.
Darren Aronofsky?
Yeah. Yo, I'm Darren Aronofsky. I fucking married this bitch. What are you going to do about it? That's my Aronofsky impression. I make some heady fucking dramas. What are you going to do about it?
I did a movie with Hugh Jackman. He played a conquistador.
That's in my top 5 as well.
Yeah, The Fountain.
I'll say this.
I need to watch that one again. I got to watch that one again.
So that, The Prestige, and What Dreams May Come are like 3 movies that I'll just sit there and rewatch because it's like dead wife drama. And apparently, as a single man in my 20s, I love dead wife drama. I don't know why.
Yeah.
Since I've been married, haven't watched any of those movies once.
Well, there you go. Problem solved.
Yeah, I guess so. But
never have to
I was like, it's a good way to get to my heart. Apparently, when I was 20.
Apparently, yeah.
I mean, you know my love for What Dreams May Come.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But right behind that, like holding on to its shoulder straps is going to be The Fountain.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Rachel Weisz is.
Yeah.
I love the fact that he's just doing the entire movie just to appease his dead wife. That's the reasoning behind it. I got to write this fucking shit book I don't give a shit about just to appease my dead fucking wife. Here you go, you cannolis. Okay, thank you, Hugh.
Oh man, you died before the next movie, Clemenza.
Yeah, both this and The Prestige have Hugh Jackman being like, my dead fucking wife is why I'm doing this. What are you gonna do about it?
Oh well, that's our list, huh?
That's our list, and
that's
we'll
it.
do Michael Mann next on our directors.
Well, yeah. Still haven't seen The Keep.
No, we gotta watch The Keep. I gotta watch Jericho Mile.
Yeah,
I gotta rewatch The Insider, and I think after that I'm good to go. But what about you?
Oh, I have to see City LA Takedown.
Oh, sorry, you're right. LA Takedown is another
It's
one
a
I gotta
couple
watch.
things
So
I have to see.
Keep, LA Takedown, rewatch Insider.
Yeah,
That's it.
Definitely.
That seems fairly. I mean, we're talking like months away.
Right, yeah, because we got to take 2 weeks off here because of the moving in Vegas.
Vegas and moving. Yeah. When we come back, we're going to do a Twilight Zone. We're going to add that into our first Twilight Zone episode that we're doing. I don't know what it is, but we'll add in your experience.
Yeah.
But, it's. I think Michael Mann would be our next director, but we can change that if you want. We have to. The reason I bring it up is because we have to decide on our next week's episode right now while I can still function as a person.
Right. Well, do you want to just do a Twilight Zone episode, or go back to doing like a TZ?
No, we're good with our. We'll do a TZ. That's already established. So we're not going to do an episode for. When do you leave for Vegas?
Friday to Monday, the 8th to the 11th.
Okay, so next week we're not going to do a show.
Yeah.
I can maybe do a Thursday episode.
Okay, yeah.
I probably can, honestly. I'll just let you know.
Yeah, just let me know. Yeah,
let's just plan the next HID episode.
Yeah.
Which is yours to choose, because I chose Nolan tonight. So what do you want to do? I don't want to vote for you, but I do have the episode you sent me for the movie you sent me, which is the Death on the Freeway, or whatever the hell that's called.
Yeah, Death on the Freeway.
Death on the Freeway. What is that movie called? Why can't I find it?
I think it's called Death on the Freeway.
Yeah.
I don't remember the title.
It's on YouTube. It's 2 hours, but it has the original commercials.
That's what I want to see. Yeah.
Here's the benefit of this: if you choose this movie, we will watch the entire movie together next week.
Yeah.
Do you want to do it?
Yeah, that sounds good.
Okay, we'll do Death on the Freeway, or Death Car on the Freeway. I think it's what it's called.
You got to figure out how to watch it, because I can say it's on YouTube. Yeah.
Oh, by the way, I am sending you.
Yeah, so the flash drive.
No. It is since increased. This is the hard drive I was gonna send you.
Oh no.
This little guy here. I have since upgraded it.
Oh shit.
To this fucking guy here.
Oh my god.
You are gonna get 6 to 10. I forget how many it is. 6 terabytes of movies.
Jesus.
I'm gonna send you so much that we don't have to send you anything else for a decade.
Yeah, it will take 20 years to watch every movie on there.
It will. No, I want to say that is 4 terabytes. That's so much. It's like a fraction of what I have available, but I'm going to send you a bunch of shit we can do.
Yeah, it's insane. That's crazy.
But anyway.
Yeah.
So kudos to Memento and The Dark Knight.
Yeah.
Two on our lists.
Greatest movies of all time.
Next week, we will be doing Death Car on the Freeway.
Death Car Freeway Murder Kill. I don't know.
Tonight on the CBS Tuesday Night Movie, they call him the Fiddler. His targets, women, alone. He's the death car on the freeway. Shelley Hack is the young newscaster who tries to stop him.
You need me.
George Hamilton, her ex-husband.
You are scared to death. I might just make it on my own.
With Peter Graves, Dinah Shore, and Abe Vigoda in an explosive story of women in jeopardy.
The freeway fiddler has killed 9 women and will surely kill again.
Death Car on the Freeway.
I can't wait, Dick.
Death Car on the Freeway.
You sent me that exact clip, and I was immediately like,
I couldn't believe it.
I'm so open to suggestions. I'm so sick of choosing the movies that I'm like, fuck yes, let's do it. I immediately jumped on board. I'm like, all right, I got this. Took me a while to find that exact trailer for some reason, but
yeah. And Abe Vigoda,
Abe Eyebrows Vigoda, if you will,
and who basically after that movie came out lived another 30 years.
He was on Fish, The Godfather, this movie. And then every spoof of The Godfather for 75 years or wherever the fuck it was after that.
Very much.
He was on like J. Moore's Mafia. I saw that in the theater.
Oh, God.
It sucked. Anyway, Abe Vigoda's in it. We'll do that next week. We'll watch it live together, so no reason to watch it ahead of time. We'll do that Thursday, though. If that works for, does that work for you?
It should, yeah, that should be all right.
So the 7th.
Yeah.
We'll keep in contact, but the point is, listeners, viewers, we'll watch that together. We'll put that out as a separate show. That'll be a LAW Plus episode because it's free on YouTube. Like, I don't think anyone's going to stop us, are they?
I don't think so.
I can't imagine they would.
I think it's public domain, that movie, because it's a TV movie. It doesn't matter.
Yeah. Who's going to control that?
It's like yeah.
It has a 5.4 in IMDb with 473 reviews. It's got Shelley Hack, Frank Gorshin, and Peter Graves, who we know.
Oh, Frank Gorshin. Great. He's the Riddler from Batman 66.
Oh, yeah. There we go.
Riddler.
Oh. I just bummed myself out because I love the Riddler from 66. And I have like 3 of his toys, but they're packed.
Oh, yes. Oh, well, you gotta go to the big house.
My literal favorite toy I have is Batman 66, the Riddler.
Fantastic.
I love that fucking toy, and I have him packed.
Well, now when you get to your new house, you can put it up. I'll send you the Bat Cave, and you can put them all up in display.
Well, while we're recording and while we're still talking, let me know what you think. I'm debating 2 things in the new house.
Yes.
I'm gonna do the floors. So it's like a brand new floor because it is a brand new floor because it's a brand new house.
Yes.
But I'm going to do, brand new, chic. Should I do similar to this, which is toys behind me, blah, 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 regular studio, or do I build, which I can do, a little mini theater, like theater seatings, and just sit there and do our shows from that?
Sure.
It makes sense and it would look cool, but do I do my toys instead or the theater setting, which I'm kind of partial to the theater one.
Yeah.
But I have to buy theater seating and look into that or create them.
Yeah, it's kind of expensive.
It could be, but I can do a cheap version of it because I'm in the MST3K.
Yeah.
I can do a cheap version of that with just some outlines and paint it red.
Oh, yeah.
Building the set is not a problem. I can do that. We did that in film school, Dick.
Yeah.
Problem is, what would look better on this show? Like me in a theater setting, or me just like this, where it's in front of a bunch of shit?
Yeah. Well, either way, it'll be cleaner with the theater, but then you won't see your cool stuff unless you put it to the side of the theater.
I'm thinking theater this way.
And the shelves over there.
Shelves this way. I can change it whenever I want.
Yeah, that would be fair.
Because that's what I'm planning in my head.
Yeah. The best of both worlds.
Yeah, right now it's all fantasy. I can build shelves and I can build the stack seating. I just don't know how to build the seats yet. I can just create little, gravestone looking seats, I guess. But
how much did those? I think I saw a row seat somewhere. I forgot how much they were. Never mind.
No, I can create fake ones out of wood for $8 a pop.
Sure.
It's just a matter of would it look cooler on camera.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
And that's where we run into, because I can create like a fake set with the flyaway walls, and that's what I'm thinking to do, so I can change it up. Because we do a lot of shows, a lot of different stuff. Yeah, that's where it's a world of possibility. Because I'll literally have my own 20 by 20 studio now.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be nice.
As opposed to this 10 by 10, so it's literally twice the size.
10 by 10 closet.
Yeah, I'm in a small guest room, but I'll have the whole garage to myself.
Yeah,
and I'm trying to decide what would be best for us. Thoughts?
Popcorn machine.
I don't like popcorn.
Okay, caramel corn machine.
You didn't know I was left-handed, so I'm gonna disregard your. No,
that's fine.
No, it's
just we got put posters. You gotta do frame posters and put them in the background too, though, in the garage. Yeah.
Well, the problem with the frame posters is we don't review movies that are on a poster. We review movies that are random.
Right.
So
yeah.
At best, I would have a frame and then a green screen little insert behind.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I was saying you have your favorite movie posters up.
But no, I already have that in the house.
Right, yeah, exactly.
So I'm thinking I'll put up fake posters similar to.
Well, you just green screen it. Put the green screen on the wall and put whatever poster you want, whatever we're talking about, just like they do a review.
Well, I was going to show you something, but it's all
Packed up.
It's. Should I show you this or not? I had a fake a little model 5 years ago, I want to say.
Okay.
Let me just show you the clip. And you'll see what I was going for. It's a little Tim Burton-y, a little... Hold on one second, Dick. Let me find it.
You were making claymation movies?
No, it was... I literally had a giant desk, a giant table, and I put a bunch of fake models, and I did a Tales from the Crypt, going through the fake model thing. I just haven't done the special effects to it yet.
Oh, okay.
And I will if it warrants it, but I haven't decided yet if I want to do it. So let's see.
Yeah, it's a lot of work there.
Where the fuck is that? B&B. Yeah, here it is. Okay. Well, let me show you this so you can see exactly what I'm talking about. Okay, so it's kind of two parts. I built two different sets to incorporate them into one. So I'll show you both. But here's the first part. And you realize how intricate this can be.
This is just like the opening of the HBO Saturday Night movie.
Yeah, that's what I was going for.
Doo-doo-doo!
But you know what I mean? Like, I'm going for that. Here's the, kind of just a different... There's a train yard sequence that I'll green screen into the better section, which I believe is...
Wow.
Yeah, here we go. I put way too much work in this, and I've never done anything with it. This is my first time showing anyone.
Wow.
All right, ready? So that part I just showed would transition into this.
I don't got it on here. I can't see it.
Oh, sorry. My bad. Did you see the first part?
Yeah, I saw the first part, but the second part I put
I want to make sure. So here's the second part. So that first part would go down, and then the green screen would take over here. So let me
yeah. This is very Wes Anderson of you.
Some days you just want to last forever. I want a relationship that feels the same. That's why I trust you, Harmony.
Well, that's not that. Wow.
Here's the part I was talking about with the B&B Theater, which I could show two posters here.
Wow.
But I can do this where it would look very, very good.
It's a lot of work for all
that. The question is it worth the work?
Yeah.
And I've already done so much fucking work 5 years ago to make this. Look how much work is in it. I made little roads out of nothing. Fences.
Do you know that we're still on live right now?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought you ended it when we ended it.
No. This is all. I want to show this. This is deliberate.
This is off in the record.
No, but okay. So mention the last part where
it's
going into the green screen. I try to go a little slower for some of these. Yeah, that's what I'm going with. That's on my show.
It's a very cozy fuck hut.
Right? I still have the fuck hut at the B&B Theater.
And everything else has been destroyed.
They're packed up right here, literally right here. Ah! No, when we do the show live, I'll start doing my actual finalized version of a house I own. I'll show the actual theater I'm thinking and show the fuck hut and the B&B Theater. But the reason I want to do the theater is because we review movies, and when it goes into the theater, suddenly I'm there, like MST3K.
Right.
And I'm watching the movie. We could show behind me sort of thing and then quickly go over. Is it worth it? Is the question I want to ask you specifically.
Oh, it's always worth it.
You say that.
Yeah, well, you're doing all the work. I'm over here.
Exactly. But do you think it would be cool to have that opening like an HBO?
Yeah, it'd be interesting.
You know that 80s HBO thing where it goes through the model town? That's what I'm going for.
Yeah.
Or the Crypt Keeper or the Test Crypt sort of thing. Sort of thing.
Right.
That's what I was going off there. Because this was right when Adam and I started doing the Tales from the Crypt show. And I've been sitting on this because of Adam. But I don't know. I'm curious if I should do the theater thing or not. I think it'd be fun.
That'd be fun.
It'd be worth it.
Yeah,
it's a lot of work, man.
It is a lot of work. Yeah, it's a lot of work. That's just you remind yourself of it.
I can do it really cheaply. Literally cut wood, staple some fucking velvet to it, and it looks like a theater seat. That's it.
Right? Yeah, exactly.
It could be cheap, but I'm just saying, should I do that or should I just do what we're doing right now? Would it be weird if I was really far away from the camera and sitting in a theater seat?
It would be
a little bit.
But
what if I was, this far away?
It's still odd.
Okay, so that's the closest I would be in that new setup, and you're saying it's odd.
A little bit. I don't know.
Okay, I could come up with something different where the camera's closer for the actual show, but the intro
probably
wider.
That'd be better. Yeah,
gives me something to think about. I'm actually really glad we're discussing this right now. It gives me something to think about because I can still do the set and just do the actual show closer.
Right. Yeah.
And just do the intro where it's farther away. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, I know this is a lot like off the top of my brain, but this is what I'm going through right now. This is what I'm trying to focus on while we're moving, so that I don't have to think about the stress of what they're fucking asking of me right now, which is just nonsense left and right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to focus myself on my own little studio that I can do whatever the fuck I want with, and that's what I'm.
Yeah, exactly. No,
that's why I'm asking for your opinion. Death Car on the Freeway from '79. We'll do that next week. Let's get out of here. Sorry, I took you. Didn't mean to eat up so much of your time. It's Hal Needham, by the way, directed it.
Oh shit!
You need to watch before next week. Watch Megaforce. It's another Hal Needham product.
Megaforce.
It's the movie that Adam and I met over.
Okay.
Megaforce.
Oh, that's right. I think you showed me the trailer.
Megaforce.
Yeah.
Dun, 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 dun. Oh, that's Puma Man theme song. Dun, 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 dun. No. Megaforce trailer is right here. Megaforce.
Look at that. Wow. Yeah, that's beautiful.
From the director who brought you Smokey and the Bandit, Hooper, Cannonball Run, comes the ultimate spectacle. Megaforce.
Adam and I bonded because it is the most enthusiastic movie about nothing.
Elite compact fighting unit armed with the most sophisticated weapons ever seen on a movie screen. The mission to preserve freedom and justice and battle the forces of evil.
The good guys always win, even in the 80s.
Megaforce.
Barry Bostwick. Yeah, it is. That is 4% what the movie's like. It is the most enthusiastic movie about nonsense. It is. The reason Adam connected with me is because I go, like, it's like doing the theme music at the end. It's like, dun, 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 dun. I'm like, fucking Megaforce. Adam's like, I got to talk to this guy. So he But yeah, you got to check out Megaforce. I'm including it in the hard drive here for movies that we already reviewed, but you have no idea how much work I've put into creating this hard drive for you.
Oh, yeah, I can imagine. Jesus Christ.
No, I bought a new hard drive for my computer to go internally because the exterior hard drive was dying. And then I had to transition all that shit to the internal one to relabel so that I can put it on yours. It's a fucking nightmare.
Wow.
Luckily, my brain doesn't register that as work. So I'm fine to do it all day long. I don't know why I'm fine that like that. No problem. I'll relabel these tiny little videos without issue, but whatever.
Yeah.
Anyway, Dick, next week is going to be Death, whatever I said.
Death by Hellcar. I don't know.
Death Car on the Freeway.
All right. Well, let's do it. Say goodnight. Fuck you, everybody. Good night. I'm out of here.
Play that.
Hold on. I gotta.
Hey, go ahead and play that. I'll play that.
Full screen.
It's awkward. I feel like something important is supposed to happen, but nothing is.
Oh,
awkward. Can we end this? Are we stuck now? My dead wife! Hopefully she didn't hear that, because that would be very awkward for her to hear from the other room. I can't. Okay, Dick. I'll play
That would be immoral.
There you go.
Fuck you, everybody. Good night.
Couldn't for the life of me find that button.
We did it.
We couldn't find it.
Until next time, in the meantime, Phoenix West.
There they it.
So long, Christopher Nolan. Big fan.
Love you, Chris.
Big fan without being creepy. Both of us.
I'm with Chris now.
I'd love to talk to you and Jonathan to see how you guys work together. That's mostly what I would ask you about.
I just love the fact that Jonathan talks like he's from Chicago, and then his brother feels very fine, Christopher Nolan.
Yeah, it's a little weird because
So
I love Westworld a lot.
Yeah,
and I have nothing but praise for Jonathan as well. It's just how often do we talk about writers?
Yeah,
because it's hard to transition the script into a good movie, so you don't really praise the writer that much. But Jonathan's great as well. Love to talk to both of them to see how they work together as brothers. I'd be curious. I'm sure there's 1,000 interviews they have like that, but
sure, I think so.
Not for us. We don't have that.
Not personally.
Yeah, come on, Jonathan. Come on, Christopher. Talk to us. I named my fucking son after you guys. My son's name is Nolan.
He should be taken away by social services.
Taken away by social services.
I'm Christopher Nolan, drunk, and
you started off with Boston. And you went to like Sylvester Stallone.
Just like Jonathan Nolan.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, Phoenix West ticket. We're bye.
Bye.
Right.
Fuck that.
Fucker. Part 2 is even longer. How?
I know, it's fucking horrible. We might have to just cut the last 30 minutes on that. Oh.